Brandon, you wanted to discuss the new toy requirements, right? For TS
Yeah,
testing.
yeah, 100%. I don't like that. I'm scared.
What are you scared about, man?
Well, I feel like that'll kill arbitrage.
Yeah, it could potentially kill arbitrage.
Yeah, like I'm 70% toys. And
Okay. So a
yeah,
majority of your business.
yeah, just a majority of it, nothing major. And
All right.
I asked one of my sales rep for a distributor that I use, but I know they do a lot of closeouts, and she never got back to me. So I'm kind of worried. I got to diversify.
Yeah.
Time to
Yeah. So
find.
for anybody who doesn't know, I just pulled up the email that Amazon sent about the toy requirements. Essentially now, starting at September 3rd, which was a couple days ago, they're going to require annual testing for toys that are sold for kids 12 and under, children's toys, essentially. So this could definitely, to your point, Brandon, put a damper on arbitrage because I'm not sure I mean, we could probably figure it out on this call. I'm not sure what the cost for testing would be. I don't know if I have any toys that require testing in my account health dashboard. Um, but I'd
Yeah,
imagine it's not going to be, 50 to 100 bucks a toy. I'd imagine it's going to be
yeah. From
upwards of
what I saw, it was
$1,000.
like $400.
Okay,
Was
400 bucks per ASIN.
was kind of like what I was reading on Reddit.
Okay.
Who knows, but could be more.
I mean, listen, 400 bucks isn't terrible if it's a listing that's making you a ton of money.
Yeah, I know. I just do a lot of like say 5 or 10 of something, so it's
Mm.
all of that gone.
Yeah.
But
Eric, just a quick question, Brandon. Why is it up to the reseller to do the testing or show certificate? Wouldn't the manufacturer have to do that if they're selling their products? Wouldn't it just be required? I'm just curious to know why it's falling back on the resellers.
Yeah, in theory, yes, John, but the thing is with Amazon, a lot of listings, the manufacturer doesn't sell on those listings at all. So it's just resellers like you, me, Brandon, Brandon, Abbas, like we're just reselling the products. The manufacturer's non-existent on the listing, so they wouldn't even know about it, right? And if you called them and say, "Hey, I'm selling your products on Amazon. I'd like you to cover this $500 fee," the chances of them agreeing to that are very low.
Just wondering how they're going to govern the test results, like, or who's going to be the testing governing body? That's going to be, 10 different test companies doing testing?
Yeah, so they have testing, inspection, and certification, and it's through companies that Amazon works with directly. So you'd be able to access those companies through your account health dashboard. If you have any impacted ASINs, you would pick one of the listed companies, and then you would pay the service fee. They would test the product, and if the product comes back like it's approved, then Amazon, that testing company, would communicate that information with Amazon.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Um, so I think it just presents another reason, and we've been talking about this as of recently and for many years as well, why I mean wholesale is phenomenal. It's great for generating cash flow and making quick profits, but a long-term business play is really partnering directly with these brands because if you have a direct brand relationship, then you can call up this company and say, "Hey, company, I'd like you to cover this new TIC testing," and they'd say, "Sure, no problem. If it's going to allow us to continue to sell these products on Amazon, absolutely, I'll cover it." Any questions about the TIC testing,
Yeah,
Brandon? Oh,
did
go
you
ahead.
like personally receive this email?
Yes.
So like how do you receive emails like this? Because inside of my Seller Central and notification preferences, I have everything enabled, but I hardly get like any emails regarding anything other than an item being shipped or Amazon seller support.
Yeah.
do you
And nor do I get
subscribe?
like notifications when like on my mobile phone when products sell, like I get no notifications and I've been trying to figure out like why, but I haven't been able to figure it out.
Have you checked your spam emails? Because I remember we went through this with Trish a couple weeks ago, and you confirmed that all of your account notifications are selected, right?
Yeah, everything's selected.
Yeah, so have you searched the word Amazon in your email to see if maybe they're landing in spam or marketing emails?
Um, everything. No, I don't see anything in spam. I mean, I have my Amazon emails forward to my main email. So like I have my name at mycompany.com email and then my Amazon at mycompany.com email. And I have them to where they all just forward to my personal email. So I can't really see that, but like I'm sure it would forward those.
Yeah.
Do
So
you,
So there's
let's
a
just
do you
possible.
go.
sell toys right?
Oh, go ahead.
Do you sell toys right now?
No, I guarantee you not.
Because I
Yeah, that's
know
probably why I didn't
there's
get the
other
email.
people I've talked to that didn't get it where they don't have toys. So I don't know if you have to, I'm assuming you have to have like a listing
Yes.
that would be affected by it to get the email, but I don't know.
Yes. Because I haven't gotten it.
Yeah. Yeah, which makes sense. But it doesn't make sense, Britt, that you're not getting any other communications. I mean, you should, even though you're a new seller, I mean, there should be some sort of communication for something, but it would make sense why you didn't get this. But as long as you're on, when you go to this little checkbox here and you go to your notification preferences, as long as it's all checked, you should be getting communications.
Yeah.
Hey, mm,
Go ahead, Trish.
that's okay. I'll go look. I was gonna look specifically at what the breakdowns were because I wondered if it's one of those weird things where there are separate notification like
I pulled it back up.
setups in account health
Ah,
because they do have some slightly different requirements like emergency contacts and things like that. So let's see.
so you're saying go to actual account health?
Well, I'm scrolling through what the notification types are that are listed in where you're at just to see. Oh yeah, one of the options is under listing notifications, um, like in the section called listing notifications. The fourth one down is my listing has compliance requirements.
And that's in the notification preferences?
Yes, it's on the page that you're on.
Okay.
Go down.
Listing notifications? Yes, my listing has compliance requirements.
Yep. So I would recommend that you check yours, Britt, and just confirm that you've got all of those same check marks. If not, you can edit and choose how you want to be contacted.
Yeah, it's everything's right. Everything's checked.
Okay, well then you don't the only compliance notifications that you would be getting so far are for grocery because that's the only category that you're currently selling or have products listed in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
you
I think a couple of health and beauty.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're only going to send you the compliance requirements for like if it's a category wide, then anybody who sells in that category, if you have ASINs in your catalog that are in that category, then you'll get the notification. If you don't, then you won't. And more specifically, like on an ASIN level, if there is a specific document that they want from you, then that's how they'll communicate. Or compliance on the dashboard. I get both, but it's not like we get compliance requests too frequently. Honestly, I've probably had a half a dozen or so far this year, and I sell a shit ton of in the dietary supplement category, which is typically pretty heavy.
Yeah, so what about like mobile notifications? Do you guys receive mobile notifications when you get sales? Like a sale?
Only if it's an FBM sale, not if it's an FBA sale.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I think the only account health notification that we've ever gotten on the mobile was when we got deactivated.
Okay.
And that's considered a critical event. Or if your account is like at risk and a critical event has occurred, then I've gotten like a pop-up notification, but for the most part, not.
Okay.
And to be honest, I know you think that you want a notification every time you make a sale. You don't.
Yeah.
It's fun for about 5 minutes. And then when you get
And
to
then
the
it gets
point where,
exhausting.
yeah, you have 15,000 orders that occur in a month, like it's a constant distraction.
Okay.
Like we do FBM and I don't even have my FBM notifications turned on because it's part of our process to check FBM orders in the morning. Like that's one of the first things that gets done.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, what else we got?
Is anyone enrolled in the compliance fast track? Or signed
What
up
was
for
that?
any? Has anyone signed up for any of the compliance fast track?
I
There's
haven't,
like a fast track and there's like a list of participating organizations and what they do. So it's like the one I just did is Kima. They do like baby stuff, button batteries, sleepwear, infant, toys. So I just sent them a message, but
Can you
it,
send the link to that page that you see in the chat?
yeah, it's
I assume,
Canadian. But
I assume that they're testing labs that Amazon has vetted and will have some sort of third-party partnership with. If you can see.
hopefully it's discounted prices.
Well, now I wouldn't count on that.
No, just a commission for Amazon.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And theoretically, ease of communication and a lot less bumps along the way in terms of is it formatted the way that they require? How quickly does it go through the vetting process? It's probably a rubber stamp if you use a company.
Will it be like like the thing is it does every single seller have to submit this? Sorry, I just got back like not too long ago and I wasn't really on top of this stuff, but does anyone know if it's like per seller?
Compliance documents are per ASIN, not per seller. So
Okay.
because it goes against the product, not against the seller, right? It's a matter of insurance. It's about liability,
Hmm.
right? It's the same as an IP complaint against the listing. Any one seller can fix it. If it's like a copyright misuse or infringement, right? If the listing gets corrected, as long as the listing satisfies Amazon's rules, then you go back to normal rules. Are you gated or ungated in the brand? And you get down to the nitty-gritty. The way I like to address things like that when they're at a listing level is I base it on money, right?
Hmm.
How many of my children are playing in the road? Do I have inventory? If I
Yeah.
don't have inventory, but I would just like to sell the product, then I focus all of my effort, all of my time, and any of my money on where do I already have money and time invested, which I stand to lose. And I use that approach because I assume others will use that same approach. So the ones that I'm not on, that they're on, they will pay attention to their children playing in the road, and I'll focus on my children playing in the road, and theoretically, we'll cover most of the children.
That would be nice, yeah.
Yeah. How much are the testing reports in Canada?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I know, like from what I was saying earlier, like from what I saw, around $400 or $500.
I was reading an article about the middle of last week that actually said, and I didn't bother to research further because I don't have any children playing in the road, but I would be willing to, that stated that US manufacturers are required to publish such tests.
Oh,
Um, because they're a matter
Yeah,
of,
but
which in theory makes sense, but I'm never surprised at what's considered proprietary.
hmm
yeah, but also something to consider, Trish, is Amazon saying that like pretty much regardless, it's got to go through one of their testing centers.
They're saying that they won't accept, they'll only accept test centers which are on the list that they provide.
No, it says you can use other ones. I just read here.
We're
Uh,
sending out notifications. It's where do you see that?
on this page somewhere, I just read it.
Did you let me check the
Do I
chat, see if you
do I
sent that
have to
over.
get certified or verified with compliance FastTrack to sell on Amazon? You may also choose to demonstrate compliance by uploading the required safety documents. So you don't need to go through like the FastTrack, which would be like theirs. But I feel like ease of use would be yes, go through this like FastTrack program that they have and whoever they use. So I'll just make accounts with all of them and go from there. Because it seems like once it's uploaded onto the site too, like say this Kima, then that product's there. So if I'm like, hey, I got this product, then they might just be like, okay, here's the stuff for it.
Yeah.
That's kind of it's like my understanding from what I'm reading.
I'm I'm not saying that this is necessarily ethical, but you could consider calling these brands, their customer service, and saying that you run a daycare, you run a facility, and your insurance company requires that you keep a copy of these documents and ask them to email them to you.
I could even just leave out the daycare part and say my company requires it or my insurance requires it because I'm sure they would. They would like that.
Yeah, but in the toy category, you'll get someone by saying, you know, we love your toys.
Yeah. Oh, I love your toys. My kids use your toys.
Right, because it's about the marketing. You're basically a business who is marketing to current and future consumers on their behalf,
Yeah.
right?
And all my emails should have a picture of my kid. That'll be like my letterhead, like me with my kids.
I don't know how far you should really go. I theoretically use this same approach, and it worked beautifully.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to look into all of this once I
But I
get
don't
started doing my emails.
yeah, the company that I used it with was a small US company that was really coming to market, and they're a little bit of a niche because they're made of recycled plastics. So I mean they were all invested across the board in marketing and safety. I don't know that you would necessarily get the same response from contacting Hasbro or Mattel or, you know, First Steps or who knows.
Yeah.
They might be like, yeah, don't give a shit. But worth a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all worth a shot for sure.
Yeah, and I just popped up every single link in here. None of them have pricing. You actually have to, looks like you have to go through the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you have to do? You have to submit you have to submit a sample.
Well, it says we click apply now. So you submit your company information. And then it looks like you report recipient name and position, which may or may not be included here. And then it's asked for an invoice, recipient, And then it's the next page, which I'm not going to be able to get to the next page.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get to the next page. Let's get to the next page. Testing 101. Robert Kennedy. All right, let's see what it says on the next page. All right, so now it asks for the name of the product type, dimensions of the product. So let's just keep going. And we could go on with some other questions. Damn, this light is bright. We can go on with some other questions while I'm filling in this information.
Monish, were you up next? Monish.
Oh, sorry. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
I got a couple questions. I want to follow up on a question I asked last week. So I got an email from Amazon in my performance notification. It says, we need to update your account information and we need you to update your account information and provide documentation needed to verify this information as required by Canadian laws. If you do not do this within 60 days of this notice, your Amazon.ca selling account will be deactivated. So it gives me some instructions in the performance thing. It says, how do I provide my information and avoid deactivation? So it says, go to identity information link available to you on the account health page. So I go to my account, and it's a hyperlink to account health page. I click account health page. It doesn't do anything. I mean, it takes me to account health, but there's nothing there that says identity information.
Let's do this. Go under the upper gear
Yeah, the gear. Yeah. Then the account info.
on account info.
Yeah. So I checked this before, and last time I noticed under the business information for the longest time, under like legal entity, business address, and phone number, it would say my company's information. And then after I got this thing, there's a new section that says identity information. And now I found this one. This wasn't there when I got this notification, but I got one more recently. When I click this thing, identity information, it says, one section, it says business information, and then it says primary contact information. And so the primary contact information says my name and my old home address, but then the business information, there's like a little kind of a tab. It says business, like a little, kind of a sub menu kind of thing, I guess. And it says business information, but it doesn't show anything. And, others that I've talked to in Canada said that they've had to do this verification, but theirs shows their business information. Mine just shows my personal old address. So yeah. I don't know if this is like, a couple questions. One is I have a disbursement coming in a little bit, and it says if I make any changes to this, from what I've heard, it's going to trigger like a re-verification, this kind of thing. So I don't know what the best course of action is. So I just want to get some clarity. Should I wait until my disbursement, which is on September 5th, 16th? Or should I just deal with this now and then they might have to re-verify my bank or whatever again? Like, what would you do?
So you're mid-cycle.
Yes. And it says 60 days, and I got it on August 30th. So I want to deal with this as soon as possible. But from what I've read in some other Canadian groups is that people have had this same sort of a glitch type thing where it changed from their corporation back to like their own name or whatever. And so they've had to make a case with Amazon telling them to revert it back to what it was, and then they could do the seller identity stuff.
Yeah. So the way that ours reads, right, is business information, which includes our company registration and our business address, right? And then primary contact information is my name and my residential address, which is how the account was originally established.
Right, right. You're talking about the identity, like you're under the cogwheel and then business information, and then now you have this little kind of window, and then the first one says identity information. You're in that one, right? For the US? Is that what you're saying? You're on that same page?
I am on, let's see, no, let's see. I went to business information and then I went to legal entity.
Okay, legal entity. Okay, so my legal entity for the longest time, I mean, up until a week ago, showed my company's registered address. And now when I click it, it goes and it says, it just says business information, and then it says primary contact, but the business information doesn't have like a little drop down section or anything like that. Whereas the primary contact, if I expand it, it shows like, you know, my name, date of birth, country, etc.
Under the business information, you operate as an LLC, right?
Corporation, but yeah, I guess the closest thing to an LLC, yes.
Yeah, well, an LLC is a corporation, right? Limited liability corporation.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying in Canada, we only have like corporation, partnership, sole proprietor. But yeah, same thing. Yes.
So, in the US, the IRS issues us an EIN.
Yes.
The equivalent of the social security number for the business,
Yes.
right? Is any of that information showing?
No.
For the business? Okay, so it looks like you need to reattach the business information.
Yeah. And also another issue is under this primary contact information. I mean, it's right, but it shows my identity data and then it shows a driver's license. It says, well, on the top, it shows like a little green banner and it says verification completed successfully. Your information has been verified successfully. Any changes made to the provided information will trigger a new verification. Please note that you may be required to verify your deposit method again, but it shows a check mark. Then under the primary contact information section, it says identity data. It shows my driver's license number, the date of expiry, and country of issue, and Canada, that's right. But this says this driver's license expired like 4 years ago.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't make a difference?
Looking at mine expired 2 years ago.
Okay. So I would like some clarity in terms of the best thing to do in this scenario for, I mean, I probably have to get them to change this back to my business information, which is what I've heard other Canadians had to do, maybe with some kind of glitch in their system or something. And I want to deal with this as soon as possible.
Primary contact won't change, right?
Yeah.
Because the primary contact, if when I've tried to dig into this before, because I wanted all of my personal information removed, right?
You want it tied to your business only? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had several conversations about how to remove my personal information and leave it all as the business. And they said the personal information that the account was formed under, if that's what you used, will remain with the account for the life of it.
Even the address, like at least this is showing an old address that I've lived at many years ago, not my current residence. Does that matter or does it make any difference?
Let's.
Like if you check yours might be the same address though, right? I'm just wondering, can someone else check on theirs and see if theirs shows like maybe the original address that, you know, if they've moved or something?
What are we looking for?
If you go to the cogwheel on the Seller Central and then click account info, and then on the left-hand side, you click business information. And then yours in the States might be legal entity, or it might be in Canada, it's identity information. But if you click legal entity, and then it should show like a business information section and then a primary contact. If you expand the primary contact with a little drop-down thing, it'll say you had when you created your thing, or if it's a current one. I don't even.
It's the current.
Huh, interesting.
Primary contact shows my old address for sure, like a different state.
What about identity data? Like yours shows an expired license, like an old one, or like mine said mine expired many years ago.
Ryan,
Not expired.
what's that?
It's a not expired. It's a driver's license. Identity data.
What's the expiration? Does it still show the original expiration date that you used to register the account?
Probably 2006.
Oh, so it's expired. Like
Well-
it says the expert. It says
Expired.
yeah.
No,
it's
it says
expired.
date of expired October 1st, 26.
Oh, 2026.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 2006.
That's crazy. Your driver's license is good for 10 years?
It's 2025, Trish. It's good for another year.
But you said you registered your account in 2006 or 2000.
No, I
Driver-
Wait,
heard.
what?
No, I heard
I heard it.
2006.
I think
No,
we all heard that, I think.
Well, I'm pretty sure my Texas driver's license is good for 10 years, though.
Well, you can tell just by looking at it. It'll tell you
I don't carry my wallet into
the
my home
date of-
office.
the date of issuance.
Yeah, Texas driver's license is 10 years.
Yeah. Thanks, Avis.
They go easy on you.
So if you start falling out of good driving a year and you got 9 to go before you take a test again. No, but this makes sense, Manish. I probably need to double check this here shortly with mine and update my primary contact info as well. But the business name, business information up top is definitely corrected to what is portraying on our storefront.
But you have two sections. You have a business information and then the primary contact with a little drop down thing, right?
Primary business information is accurate. Primary contact is outdated but still valid.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does it list, Ryan, does yours just list an incorrect address?
No, it lists my old driver's license number, date of expiration, different residential address.
Right. But back to what I was saying was that primary contact information is only information that is retained that is relevant to how is the account originally registered. What Amazon goes by, right, what is open for change is the business entity. That's what you're legally required to be up to date on, because that is how you will be communicated with. That's how that's your legal entity address is where they're going to send you, or where it will direct customers to send you communications or whatever. Do you know what I mean? The personal stuff is only for Amazon's purposes on the back end. It's the business entity part which is vital and must be correct. And if you change it, then they'll send you a postcard in the mail with the little code to verify that's how they'll re-verify your business, your legal entity address.
I don't know if they do that in Canada. I've never heard of that. But I know that's what they do in the States.
Yeah, it's the Inform Act has a couple of boxes that we have to check once a year. So you have two options, back to your original question before we went down 4 rabbit holes. Do you have to update it? Should you update it now or should you wait? You have two options. You can wait until the disbursement and let it occur as normal, and then try to ask them to basically reinsert the data that was there before it fell off after you get the disbursement. Or you can take a mid-cycle disbursement now, let it actually hit your account, your bank account, and then initiate the action. And all it will do is it will change the cycle. So like, what day of the week do you normally get your disbursement on? Let's see, the 15th. So you normally get it on Mondays, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So you would just set it off by 1 week. If you initiated a disbursement today, then it's automatically going to reset for 2 weeks, but it will still occur on Mondays.
I mean, if I'm going to change the thing, I'd like to do it in such a way where my largest credit card bill is due on the 15th of the month. And then my second largest is due on the 26th of the month. And sometimes I pay my bill and then I get another disbursement. You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to do it so I get the money first. So is there any suggestion as to when I should do this adjustment to before?
If
After?
you're, so if you initiate a disbursement today, right?
Yes. Yes.
If you have the money currently,
Yes.
pay your, whatever your balance is that's due the 15th,
Yes.
then your next disbursement would occur on the 22nd, which would be just before the 26th. So my suggestion of doing a mid-cycle disbursement would work perfectly this month. But keep in mind that Amazon's schedule doesn't give a rat's ass what day your bills are due. They're going to initiate the payout every 2 weeks, regardless of when that occurs. And it's always going to roll, right? Because 7-day cycles and 30 and 31-day months don't line up.
Yeah. I normally don't do like the request the payment thing. I just let it, they give me
Sure.
money, they give me money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not-
I get it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you have to. I'm just saying that's one option. If
Yeah.
it's really, you got a bug crawling up your ass and you just feel like doing crazy shit, then just initiate the disbursement now, start the process. It'll give you 2 weeks, but I would wait until it actually hits your account. I assume you guys have the express payout like we do, where, so like today is our disbursement date as well, and typically then tomorrow morning it will actually show on my bank account that it's a processed transaction.
What is express payout? I don't know what that is.
Express payout is like Amazon initiates the disbursement today and it actually goes through the clearinghouse typically tonight at midnight. As opposed to without express payout, then what happens is it's like a 3-ish day to as many as 5, but I think most people get it within 3 days.
Yeah, I don't think we have that. I mean, I know I have, like, if I get a disbursement and it says it's like today, it might not be in my bank account until like 2 days.
2 days for me.
Yeah. I think that's like two days is pretty standard. If you're unlucky, maybe 3 to 5. So I don't know if we have the express thing in Canada. Like what I know, I mean, would it say? I mean, not that it really matters if it's not there.
Yeah, think about where
Like maybe on payments or something.
it's in this account info. Yeah, payment information.
I just don't want to click anything and then I hit edit and then it's gonna like, all right, you've clicked edit even though you haven't changed anything. We need to re-verify like 50 million things, you know?
Ah, yeah, fuckers. Give me a second, I have to get an OTP.
Yeah, all good.
Are you talking about the express payout, Trish?
Yeah, is it on the payments tab under the account info set?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it on your phone too.
Okay. What are you
If you just
doing?
go to payments, it'll say pay me. Pops up right there. That's how I do it.
Payments. Where would it say this express payout?
I'm on my phone. I just go to payments and then it says pay me right at the bottom.
Oh, I see the pay me thing, but I'm saying, is there a button that says this is an express versus a non?
Well, you get it in 24 hours.
Well, but that's if you have the express payout.
It depends what bank you have too. Like if you don't have a big bank, like a little credit union, it might be like 2 to 3 days. But if you have like a national bank, then you can get it.
Yeah, your bank has to be one of them that's on the list, and I believe you have to opt in. All right, I'm back in my account. Now let's see. Why? every time I go. There we go.
Oh,
Okay,
interesting.
so if you click on deposit methods, at least that's where it is for us. On the right-hand side, let me know when are you looking at the same thing that I am?
I'm on the payments. I'm on the payments tab. Is that where I should be, or should I be somewhere else?
Yep, on payment, then click deposit methods.
Payments,
Mm-mm.
payments. Yeah, I don't see that. I
No,
I see payments dashboard on the hamburger thing. I see payments, and then it says payments. So I press payments, and now I'm on payments dashboard. And then it says
Okay.
like statement view,
Oh.
transaction, all statements, blah blah blah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't think we have it.
In the account overview, where we just were.
Overview. Okay, let me see.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, account overview, payment information.
There you go.
Okay, deposit methods,
There you
correct?
go.
Okay, nice. Oh shit, it's asking me to log in again. I'm
It
already
just
logged.
did the same thing to me. Just listen, just go with it. It just did the
Yeah, but
same.
I'm already logged in. Understand? I'm already logged in.
I know.
I'll stick with it. I'll stick with it. Here, hold on. I don't know. It just said we sent another. I don't really actually understand what happened.
Yep. It'll send you OTP codes. I don't know what's going on, but just write it out. It'll let you in.
I just entered this code twice. It doesn't work. It says the code you entered is not valid. Try again. Same code 2 times.
That's fine. Just refresh. Go to Seller Central and go back into the account information and go right back. Let it send you another one.
Okay.
This is the reason for my cursing 2 minutes ago.
Okay, payment information, deposit methods. Again, okay, let's try again. Okay, now it's asking for this code. Now it just wants OTP. Let's see what it says. Okay, it's working now. Okay, now what?
Okay, so what it shows is your default method and your assigned marketplaces, at least for me.
Yeah.
And we have 2 boxes. One says standard payout, 3 to 5 business days, and right under that it says express payout. And mine is check marked for express payout.
Yeah, ours doesn't say that. Ours just says assigned deposit methods, unassigned to Mexico, bank whatever for Canada, bank whatever for USA. That's it. And then it says account holder name and it's my company's name. So I don't think we have that.
Okay.
Does it say replace deposit method for you?
Me? Yeah. But the weird thing is, it says account holder name. I guess they're not really linked, but the account holder name is the name of my company. But this whole weird thing switched to their, back to my own name, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, which means it's just unlinked all of your business data that was there. You may not have to go through this whole verification thing again. It may be as simple as the data is already there. It just needs to be relinked to your account.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it. What I've heard from other Canadians is like they need to know like some kind of a like ownership structure or something, which I've never had to do before. So now I think I don't know. It seems like some weird Canadian law. Who knows? Anyways, so what do you think I should do in your opinion? Should I wait or should I do it first or what should I do? What would you do?
I mean,
what would Trish do?
Trish doesn't make problems where there aren't problems. You've got 60 days.
So just leave it for now, at least. Wait till my normal play.
I don't have the luxury of being annoyed by such tiny little petty things anymore. It used to annoy me. Things like that would cause me to like drop everything and be like, oh my God, I have to get this fixed right now.
So just leave it
until if you're worried about your payments, I mean, if you get paid on the 15th, pay your 15th bill, wait till the 26th, which is Friday, and then that following 19th you get paid, do it on the 30th. And then you got 23 days to figure everything out. Ideally, a postcard should go through the Canadian Postal Service quite quickly.
No, I'm not concerned about the payment. I'm more concerned about the pending risk of deactivation, but this is like 2 months away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and that's why I say do it on the 30th. I mean, you're waiting 7, 14, 22 days from today, but you're halfway through the pending 60, but at least you get your bills paid if that's what you're worried about. I
Well,
mean,
but
if it was me, I'd take the payment today. I'm not worried about it taking longer than 7 days. My business is 100% legit. I'm doing it today and getting it off.
Yeah, I just want to deal with it and get it done.
well, then just get the mid-cycle payout and call it done. It lines up with your payment schedule anyway, and
Yeah.
it appeases your nitpicky brain. So I mean, that sounds like the obvious answer.
Request payment today, ask him to change it back to whatever it was, submit whatever information I have. It's all good. Wait till I get the payment though, is what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
sweet. Sweet. Awesome.
Yeah, because regardless of whether you do it now or after the 15th, I don't really agree with Ryan that I would wait until the next billing cycle. Because no matter when you do it, you're up against a bill, right? Your bills are scheduled roughly every couple of weeks anyway. So you're running against not getting a disbursement, regardless of when you do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not too concerned about the payment cycle because I don't need this payment to pay my bill. You know what I'm saying? I just
Okay.
want to get the shit done with because I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, what if they like shut it down randomly for no reason, for some bullshit reason? You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna keep asking you questions and eventually you'll answer your own question.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, awesome. Second question. I'm trying to get a skid from Georgia to Canada. Are there any freight train companies that offer cheaper shipping but take longer than LTL? Like for example, in Canada, we have like a CN rail company where if a skid might cost $600, you know, to go from Quebec to where I live, we can get it for like $280 or $250 if it's on a train and it takes a little bit longer, you know, instead of 5 days, it takes 10 days. Is there a place I can look for some kind of you know, more competitive intermodal freight?
Where in Georgia is it coming from?
Let me tell you. I don't know.
And it's going Georgia to where?
To Victoria or to Blaine, Washington.
Well, that's a big difference. I mean, that's cross border lines, not cross border lines.
Yeah, cross-border.
Cross border, correct.
Well, but the other place he said was Washington, though.
Blaine,
Yeah,
yes.
Blaine, Washington.
Blaine is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to do the you know, the cost analysis between shipping straight because a lot of times it's not very much. Like to ship it to Blaine might be like $50 less than it costs to ship all the way to Canada, like right to my warehouse.
Here's the thing to keep in mind. You're gonna ship by train, right? And depending on where it's shipping from, you will still have to provide transportation from that warehouse to the yard where it can be loaded onto a car, right? So you have something there, and then you will still have to have someone pull it off the same car, right? At its destination and take it to a warehouse. So it's not like you're going to. I just want you to keep in mind that you'll have to coordinate two transportations then, not just one. But
Yeah, but you don't have a company like we have a company in Canada called FreightCom, which is like your uni shippers where you can just get like a freight quote, whatever. And then you can, you know, it says like LTL and FTL and, you know, train, whatever. And then they'll take it all the way here and then they'll do the unloading and the crossdock and all that and then end up delivering it to your warehouse. Like you don't have to do any of that stuff.
Yeah. I'm like 99% sure that CH Robinson offers cross-border rail shipping along with JB Hunt as well.
Robinson.
so what city is it shipping from?
Peachtree something here. Hold on 1 second. Peachtree Corners.
Tree City?
I think it's a city, yeah.
Okay.
Peachtree Corners, Georgia.
Let's see.
What's that?
I said, let's see. Arc Best, which I think is ABF.
Yeah, I think ArcBest is ABF.
That's who came up right off the bat for me when I just asked the question, send pallet by train from Peachtree Corners, Georgia to Victoria, Canada.
What was the first one called? CH what? CH Robinson?
Yes.
And then what was the second one?
JB Hunt.
JB Hunt. And do I go to their websites to get a quote directly, or would you suggest another platform that would do it for me?
No, you go to their websites directly. CH Robinson and JB Hunt. Yeah, definitely go to their websites directly.
Awesome.
And be prepared to provide height, weight, like total dimension and total weight and
Number of
class.
pallets.
And class.
Yes. Okay.
Please tell me you're not shipping dangerous goods.
No, it's not dangerous goods. It's like
Oh.
crafting things. It's like test order, so I don't know. We'll see. But it's not dangerous goods. It's like all like it's an order that I've had on hold for forever because the Canadian government stopped the tariff surtax thing as of September 1st. So
Yeah, so just out of curiosity, why would you not just contract a prep center in the US?
because I'm selling it in Canada.
Okay, that would answer the question.
Sometimes I answer my own questions. Not on Monday, but every other. All right, sweet. Thanks, Trish. Thanks everyone else.
Welcome.
Quick update here. I was doing some research on the side. Let me just share my screen. And John, I see your message. I'll get to it in a second. Also, Dakota, if you could send me a screenshot of the error you see so I can share it with Sebastian, that'd be great. Let me share this real quick. All right, so I got some good news. So it looks like basically after analyzing all this, like it's not all toys. I don't even think it's all toys for kids 12 and under. It just seems like it's a certain subset of toys. Like this, if you look at it, it's all infant toys and toddler toys, right? I mean, it's not like a lightsaber, Star Wars lightsaber marketed to kids who are 10 years old, 8 plus. These are all like children's, like toddler and baby toys or not just toys, but also like mom supplies or dad supplies, like carriers, bouncies, so all that stuff. And then I looked through here, and the only other place I really saw anything about kids, anything was school supplies. Oh, toys. But these are electronics, right? So
Right.
these are toys that are considered electronics. And then once again here for Kima, it's all infant stuff, right? And once again, electronics. So I went and I filled this form out and I got where'd it go? So right here, $300 per product.
$300 plus two of the items, right?
Hold on. What do you mean two of the items? To cover the cost of product assessment, there's a non-refundable fee of $300 per product for this service.
But you see one and two,
Yeah.
the sample of the
Oh,
product.
and the product you're saying.
And yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a sample. Yes.
So
Yeah.
like if you're having clothing tested, right? Like infant clothing, which has to go through, you have to have it fire safety tested.
Yes.
I'm imagining, I might be
Well,
imagining.
are you thinking per variation?
No, I don't know about per variation, but you have to send, let's say you're doing baby pajamas, right? You have
Yes.
to send a set of the pajamas, two sets of the
Yes.
pajamas. Although I
Yes.
don't know if you could literally send, like, here's just a top and here's the bottoms, and those are my two samples of what's being tested.
Yeah.
But yes, you have to have the product and send at least some part of the product
That is correct.
tested.
Now, the other thing, which is very confusing to me, but I can't figure out otherwise, is this one, the Baby Safety Alliance. So the Baby Safety Alliance looks like it has verification program will be partially financed by a yearly participation fee. And I can't find anything. I mean, this is only impacting people who sell, baby specific items like booster seats and infant walkers and stuff like that. But I cannot see anywhere where avoiding this non-member fee of $9,600 a year is an option.
So let's see, testing fees. Interesting. So participation fee, $4,300 for members, but then it breaks down testing fees. So it sounds like you pay the $4,300 to be a member, and then you pay flat rate testing fees for each of the products you intend to have certified.
Yes.
Um, Oh, it's nice that they tell you that anytime they find non-compliance, that'll be between you and them.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to share so everybody can get an idea here. I mean, the one I checked is 300. This one seems ridiculously expensive. The one I did check was an odd one, though. It was the only one with an easy kind of which one was it? It was window coverings. So,
Oh, yeah, and it only pertains to corded window coverings because of strangulation hazard. Yeah, so if you're selling, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about like games, that have pieces parts to them, which I think is probably more in the range of what most people are looking to sell, like card games, board games, things like that aren't necessarily rated for over 12. I would sincerely hope that no one in our group is selling in the baby category, food or clothing, especially. Unless they happen to know the manufacturer, at which point disregard everything I said. So what you're saying, Eric, is it's not as bad as it looks.
no, it's not. It's like most things in Amazon. I mean, they're complicated to digest, but once you start really digging into the data of it, it's very ingestible.
Good. And as always, if you come across something that you go, well, now I'm stuck with this and I actually have children playing in the road, come back and show us, here's what they're asking for, here's what I can get. What do I do? And we can try to work on a specific case. It's hard to judge right up front. Brandon, you have a question?
Yeah, is my mic on?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, so I was looking at because there was a few that had toys. One of them's asking, it's like the it's literally the test request form, and it's requiring a sample slash cert number. And I don't know, is that something anyone knows about, or is that something because it's asking me for like display name, the ASIN, the UPC, the item name, category, description, manufacturer name, brand name. But then it's also requiring a sample slash cert number, like certification number. But I don't know if I would have that or what that would mean, or if that's something that I just make up.
What's it ask for?
A
So,
sample slash certification number.
so I know that, like, for example, electronics, right? There's printed on like this little tag that wraps around any cord is a UL number. It's also printed on a product box, right? And that is the UL certification number for that product. I don't know if that translates to what's the product that you're looking at? Is it a toy?
Yeah, it was their form. I just went through all of the sites that had toys mentioned. I just wanted to reach out to all of them. But this one literally just gives me it's like a whole Amazon. It's the TUV SUD, the one that said toys, and it's like, what is compliance fast track? And it has Amazon's logo and it talks about it. It's like how it works, key benefits for sellers, how to participate. But then it says like compliance fast track request form. And then I just posted it in the group too. And then I opened it so it comes up to the exact thing that I'm talking about. But it's just a test request form per item.
Let's see.
I mean, I could just call them tomorrow and be like, hey, what is a sample slash cert number?
This might be just a general form, right? In which case, the example that I was giving of an electronic, right?
Mm-hmm.
A UL number, a UL cert number would be relevant. I don't know if toys, hang on, I'll go grab a game that I know that I
Hey,
have.
let me grab some toys.
Yes.
Like,
And let's just look at the backside of them.
yeah, I
Where
have
the
enough.
lid's like in a corner typically.
Okay,
You're,
what kind of toy? Game? Let's see.
let's pick a game with like small pieces in it.
Okay, that's not maybe a kid's game.
Or an electronic, a kid's electronic. All right, so on the when you find one, let's look at the back side of the box or like anywhere that we're gonna find a block of like small print that says who the distributor is, who the copyright owner is. It all tends to be in that same block.
Okay. There is. This is like an RC car.
Okay.
Mattel. Oh my gosh.
That's not corded, so it doesn't need a UL, but it is remote control with radio. So I assume that it has to have the RCC number, right?
Yeah, I can't sell this. That's why I have so many of these ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why,
I bought like 30 of them.
why can't you sell it?
It's dangerous goods.
FBM it.
Yeah, it's expensive to FEM. I'm selling on Marketplace. I mean, I don't really.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, you need, it should have, let's see.
I don't see.
It should have an FCC cert. Let's see, battery, Euro.
There's something that says RFC. And it has a number. It's like MME-920701-NB3.
Okay.
It's the only thing that kind of looks like.
All right, say that again. What is it?
MME dash 920701 dash NB3.
Hang on. LME dash 99207.
Wait, sorry, dash 920701 dash NB3. Who knows? This thing has batteries.
Barbie beach doll.
No, it's a Hot Wheels monster truck.
Mattel, South Africa, Barbie beach doll, peach pattern. I probably, that's the number. Anyway, that's the RFC number.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that I put the wrong number in, but I got enough of the numbers and letters right that it understands what
They came up.
it understands what I'm asking for. It just told me that this belongs to a Barbie beach doll with blue pattern, one-piece swimsuit, remote control car.
Okay, cool. So look for that.
Imported by Mattel.
Yeah. Tell.
So yeah, you have the idea though now of generally what it is you're looking for, right? It's not going to follow some pattern that is recognizable to you yet, but frequently if certifications are required, what the certification number is printed on the product packaging.
Okay, yeah, this one says like CANISES-003B. So I'm assuming that's probably the same thing, but that's like a different company.
Say it again, CANNSB.
Okay, so it was CAN space ICES dash 003. Oh, the CAN might be a Canadian.
And then anything after that?
There's a comma. Oh, wait, no. What are those?
Parentheses
B
/N
/ NMB.
dash 003 parentheses B.
Yeah. How'd you do that?
Indicates a digital apparatus complies with Canada's standard digital apparatus, specifically meeting Class B limits designed to provide reasonable protection against harmful radio noise interference in residential environments. That is a certification.
All right, cool. Where did you find that? Can you post that in the group so I can just like wherever you searched that, or did you just Google that number?
I just Googled it.
Okay, perfect. I will Google them too.
I can
You don't have to link Google. It's okay.
okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Welcome. And by the way, Google was smart enough to know what I was hinting at.
Yeah, you did it without me doing it.
I think probably based on my previous, like what I had just gotten done searching, where it went, oh, she's looking up certifications.
Yeah, for sure. It's insane.
It automatically filled in the rest. That's why I was like, okay, is there other stuff after?
Yeah, I didn't want to just say all of it. I'm like, maybe this will come up. Okay, cool. Find those numbers.
Yes. Yep. Get your really good reading glasses or a lighted magnifying glass out and start going through the backsides of toys and
Yeah.
looking fine print.
That first one was buried.
But it's a good thing to know though as you're shopping.
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you can type those numbers into Google and be like, oh, yep, that's the number that I will need when someone asks for the certification.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Welcome. Monish, we've looped back around to you.
For your thermal printers, do you guys buy direct thermal or thermal transfer?
Direct thermal.
Yeah, definitely direct thermal.
Because they don't need the one that thermal transfer, right? It has like a ribbon to maintain and more.
Yeah, you get rid of the ribbon completely.
Awesome. Sweet. Thank you.
Welcome.
And yeah, Manish, I guess I never hit send on that. I saw you message me that earlier. I apologize.
It's all good.
All right, that was it. Everybody's quiet. Shortest meeting on the planet.
Dakota has his hand.
Yeah, you can't really see it because the blur.
I changed mine to yellow because of that.
I did not see it. I'm sorry.
It's all good. So two of the wholesale accounts that I applied for, I followed up with them because they weren't answering through email. They both sent over. One of them I had to refill stuff out, but they both sent over their catalog. For one of them, they were saying, even though like I told them I sell online, and like the address that's going to be delivery address is different from my home address. I told them it was a fulfillment center, like for prep, and they said that they still wanted to do like visit the site. I mean, they're just gonna see that it's probably good for like access or whatnot, or what?
Yeah, it could be their transportation department, although I would assume that most of them just use Google Earth to make the assessment. It just depends who they're sending out, right? If they're sending out a sales reps like to look if you claim that you have any like retail space. But I'm assuming you didn't do that. So the only other reason would be to scout for transportation issues. Can a 53-footer pull in without needing to turn around or block traffic or stop on the road or shit like that? And do you have a raised dock? Do you have a forklift? Will they need a lift gate? Things like that. Those are all questions that they should be asking you and you should be prepared to answer.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely has room for that. Has a dock too. No, he has a pallet jack. The prep center. I'm not sure about the forklift, but I know for sure he has pallet jacks. So let
Good
me see.
enough.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they have a raised dock,
Yeah.
a forklift isn't necessary for offload. It's good for upstack, but no, a pallet jack does the trick as long as they've got a raised dock.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I think
Do
that's
they
it.
want to come out and do it?
What was that?
Do they want to come out and make the on-site visit before they'll let you order, or are they just kind of putting it out there that at some point they will?
Yeah, at some point they will, I believe. For whatever reason, one of them didn't receive the online application, but the other one did. So, that's why I followed up with them, and then they sent me everything over.
Yeah. Have you worked with the prep center before?
Yeah, so we were talking about this last week. I actually went and did like an RA run and then dropped it all off there. They're just honestly they're waiting on me to create the listings. We had a busy ass day today, so I plan on doing it sometime tonight. But
Um,
yeah, it seemed like they were getting it together pretty good.
Okay, so you really just need to communicate with them that this is the information that you're receiving from this new vendor. Ask them, do they have any restrictions, requirements? Because some prep centers, like it's completely warehouse dedicated, and insurance will say you there are rules that you must follow if you're going to have visitors who aren't covered under the general business policy, right? Like for employees, that there are rules for how can they enter, who must accompany them, what areas are they restricted from, things like that. So you just kind of need to ask your prep center what's their standard protocol for if someone wants to come and do a physical visit, and make sure that you communicate what those things are to the vendor. It would require scheduling, and like frequently they'll have to wear hard toe shoes. I think that's the most common thing is at least closed-toed shoes.
Okay. I should probably arrange to be there during the visit too, right? That'd be
It wouldn't hurt.
okay. Yeah, I mean, from the distributor to the prep center is a lot closer than me to the prep center, but I mean, whatever has to be done has to be done, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it might be a good opportunity on the off chance that it's done by the sales rep, right? It's a
Right.
great chance to have a nice in-person conversation face to face where you just get to shoot the shit a minute, and it's the beginning of what should be a good relationship.
Right. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
All right, thank you.
welcome. And if it does wind up being that way, if you're not the type of person who like is really good at remembering things, jot things down as soon as that person walks away. You know, if they mentioned, I'm married, I have kids, things like that, because you'll want to develop a personal rapport, not just, and they'll determine whether or not they're that type of person. But the majority of the relationships that we have, I can tell you their wives' names, their kids' names, they know my kids' names. Like, it's part of how you get to that point where somebody calls me and goes, hey, I just had a buyer back out on this. Before I stick it back in the inventory file, do you want a shot at these products? You know what I mean? Little things like that. A personal relationship goes that extra distance when you need it to.
Yeah, that could be a huge opportunity. I
Yep.
see what you're saying.
Good luck though.
Thanks.
When are you going to get started on analyzing? So you have one catalog already?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get source correct, but I'm running into some issues now. We're trying to get through it. So I can sign up for it. But yeah, they sent me one catalog today because I waited. I sent it over, what was it, Labor Day, right? Labor Day weekend. So I waited and then I got nothing back. So then today I followed up with both of them, talked to both of them. They both called me back, and then we were going over some information. They sent me the catalogs, but it wasn't in Excel format. So I'm gonna contact them again and see if I can get it back or get a file myself.
What format was it in?
PDF.
Have you tried just converting it to Excel?
Have not.
Depending on, is it one of those catalogs where it's got like a picture and all kind? Okay, yeah, those don't necessarily convert.
Okay.
Some PDF, like an invoice where it's just straight line text, convert really, really, really well to Excel, and then you could import it easily.
Gotcha.
How often does their catalog change?
You know, I didn't ask that question. They have promotional sales though. So I mean, I would say probably monthly. I mean, that's what the file's titled as promotional monthly sale.
Okay, so here's the question that you'll want to follow up and ask. When do they release the promos? Because some will actually release it a few days before the end of the month for the following month, right? And how often do they update that file? Because they may do the promos once a month, but the inventory file may be updated daily or weekly, or it may just be done once a month. But you want to know so that if they say our file is updated weekly, right, then you now have a very firm deadline of when do I need to have an order done, right? Analyzed, because if it rotates every week and the promos only come out once a month, then you want to be prepared to receive a file and have a turnaround time of a couple of days before you're sending a potential PO back to your salesperson, right? Otherwise, you're just chasing potentially out of stocks or outdated material.
So you're saying pretty much find out when the catalog is updated. When it's updated, go through it, then try to place the order immediately. Because if not, if it's 5 days old, somebody might have already ran through the stock on that.
Right. So, but you still want to ask them, how often are they refreshing that? Is it something that changes? If it does change in a month, what's the frequency that it changes? Because if they tell you we update this once a week, right? Then you'll do an order this week, and because they're so new to you, it may be worth running them again next week, right? Just to see if are there new products.
Yeah. Okay.
That will start to build the schedule for you. You know, it's a frequent question that people ask. What am I supposed to be doing with my time? How should I be structuring my time? And it's like you're now on the second stage where some of your time is going to be structured for you based on how frequently and what is the scheduling of the information that is available to you, right? And that will drive your schedule.
Okay. Makes sense.
Good luck.
Thanks.
What?
That was an aggressive good luck. That was
Yeah,
like,
the way you did it.
that was almost a scary good luck.
Good luck. No, I'm exhausted. That's all. No, I sincerely meant that.
It's all good, Trish. You don't gotta explain yourself.
As my husband would say, the timer popped up on my back hours ago. You know how like when you put a turkey in the oven for Thanksgiving and they have the little red button that pops up to let you know when they're done cooking? I can tell by the look on Eric's face, he has no idea what I'm talking about.
What, the turkey timers?
Yes.
I know the turkey timers. I was reading a private message.
Oh, okay.
No, I know the turkey timers. Yeah, of course.
My husband jokes that's his way of saying that the day was done with me before I was done with it. He'll be like, "Oh, your timer popped." But sincerely, good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll message you on Instagram as soon as that's resolved, Dakota. I just reached out to the support team. They'll fix it for us. I don't know what it is.
Have you ever seen that before or no?
No, and I just tried on my end. I didn't have any issues.
It's a fucking me problem, huh?
Like it took me right to the next page. That's why I wanted your email, because I shared the email, your first and last name. Like maybe they'll just create it on the back end and then email you the login information. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but they're usually very quick to respond. I wouldn't be surprised if I got a response by the end of this call.
Oh, okay, cool. Right on, thanks.
Yeah.
Am I missing any more really light yellow hands? Go ahead, Brandon. Raise your hand just for shits and giggles. All right.
What else we got?
Not a damn thing. How's Texas? Why does it look like you're near slot machines?
They're video games.
Oh, nice.
But I do have a slot machine right here. Can't really see it, but it's there.
Nice.
Are you in Texas now? That's so exciting.
I am in Texas. I've moved to Texas.
Is this your place with the machines in the back?
Nah, this isn't my. I mean, nah.
Oh no, I
nah.
remember. Yeah, never mind. You're at folks' house still.
Yeah.
We're in Texas, Eric. Which city?
Brownsville. So where SpaceX
Oh.
is.
Yeah, yeah. That's big difference from Brownsville to New Jersey, though.
Yeah, big difference. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Texas, like 3 hours north of the border. I mean, me and Catherine, we were just sitting with the baby last night. We're like, let's look for like a local ER just in case something happens. The
Good
closest
luck.
hospital's 50 minutes from us.
Yeah.
That's what ambulances are for.
Yeah. I mean, but still 50 minutes, that's a trip, Trish, even with an ambulance.
Well, but the difference is an ambulance is a bit of a mobile hospital.
Yeah, and it can get here probably a little faster than I could. Yeah.
And they're not losing their shit driving 20 miles an
Yeah.
hour.
And another thing is they probably, to your point, Trish, they probably have like a more localized ambulance unit closer than the actual hospital.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you may have like a small urgent care or something that's nearer than a big hospital, but rural hospitals are getting their nuts kicked in right now.
Why is
Oh, yeah.
that?
Cuts from the current administration.
Yep. Yep.
Not to be political, because that's just a fact of the matter. It's they're feeling the pain the hardest right now.
Yeah, because their Medicaid subsidies cut, and I tell you, Texas is really ranked low on the healthcare,
Yeah.
and a lot of them, especially the rural area, they are people that heavily rely on Medicare and those hospitals, and they are closing. I see this in news all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, just for your information, there is a lot of clinics, usually a lot closer than the like Houston or Dallas or whatever that you're close to. And they usually have hospitals, and they might not have helicopters, but they
Yeah.
have they have ambulances and everything. So you check it out, you can find it. It's good to know because they might they might be a best choice for you in case, God forbid, you need it. Hopefully not.
It's worth knowing too, regardless of where you're at. There's if it's anything like throughout the Midwest, like pharmacies tend to have a like a minute clinic, like their version of like the tiniest urgent care you've ever seen, where they have a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant who runs it. That it's good for like general things, non-emergency things, not a broken bone, not needing stitches, but the baby's super fussy, having the pukes, running a fever, don't know what to do.
Yeah, I agree. I was joking with Catherine before because we canceled our New Jersey health insurance, and so I don't have health insurance right now, and they got like rattlesnakes, scorpions. I mean, there's four-wheelers outside. I was like, listen, until we get health insurance, we're not allowed to leave this house. Like we're just gonna stay in this house, me, you, and the baby. Nobody can go outside because if we trip, break a leg, I mean, you know.
Why did you cancel it?
Because New Jersey, I mean, it's my New Jersey health insurance is almost useless in Texas. I mean,
That's not true.
No.
There's who their preferred providers are if you're within the state, right? But if you leave the state, then you're considered out of network. Then they just partner with.
Especially Blue
nobody
Cross.
told me that.
Blue Cross has interstates. They do interstate agreements with it's part of the Blues program.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, nobody told me that on the
Too late
hour.
now.
All of them do that.
Yeah, nobody told me that on the hour and a half call I had to cancel it, so I canceled it.
One less payment for now.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey,
mean, you only have so much time though to change your policy over if you're declaring Texas as your state of residency, right? But while you're staying with Catherine's parents or her family or you haven't purchased a home, then technically you're visiting, which is what
Yeah.
you would say if you had an emergency. I'm here visiting.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't have an address or license with an address. Like I don't got nothing.
Yep, exactly.
hey, Eric, advice for you since I've been living in Texas for almost
Yeah,
50
please.
years. In Brownsville area, if you're walking in the woods, make sure you have your cowboy boots on.
Okay. Why is
That's
that?
serious because of snakes and all others. And they can't get to you through your cowboy boots. Boots are very, very strong. And I mean, I'm sure in the middle of the city or think they are not going to be an issue, but could be. I'm in Dallas and I still see snakes on and off. And so seriously, if you're going around to even sightsee or whatever, you go, hiking stuff, definitely cowboy boots is better than your sneakers, at least
Yeah.
based on my experience.
You can buy these little wraparounds though that are Velcros that just kind of sit over top of your shoe and come up to about your knee that you
Yeah.
don't put on your pants, or you can put your pants over top of them if you don't mind how uncomfortable they are underneath, and you're fine.
I mean, one of the first things I did when I got out here was got cowboy boots. I mean,
Yeah,
everyone.
I was gonna say no Velcro. You're getting boots.
I got two pairs.
Yeah, don't do that.
Hey, real quick too, you look up for us. I mean, we're kind of near hospital. I mean, much closer than 50 minutes. But look up like we have a county EMS local, and it's literally just like the hub for the ambulances.
Yeah.
And I mean that thing is like 2 minutes away from our house,
Yeah.
like much closer than the actual hospitals would be. So I know you're worried about hospitals, but Trish brought up, ambulances. If there's a local EMT that's half the distance or, 15 minutes away from your house, way better than nothing.
I
Yeah,
guarantee whoever services your area in terms of fire at least has an EMT on.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Thanks for the advice, everybody. I greatly appreciate it. And now I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got no health insurance, so I'll just be very careful.
Well, you might want to go to Google and look up how to survive a snake bite in Texas.
Yeah. I'm gonna be sucking the venom out of Catherine's leg,
I
You just-
wonder, have you seen those cool little things that they have now for like bug bites, like mosquitoes and whatnot? They're just like basically
Yes.
a little suction thing. I wonder if something like that would work for snake venom. I
I'm
mean,
not sure.
I'm sure that it doesn't work completely because the way most snake venom is, it's almost instantly in your blood, but you could pull some of it back out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure.
And to be fair, I think I'd worry more about scorpions than snakes. Of course, you guys have rattlesnakes though, so
Yeah.
don't go play in the woods till you have insurance. I guess that's
No,
the moral of the story.
yeah, I agree. I'm also hoping, and then we'll get back to the Q&A here, if anybody's got any more questions, but I'm also hoping the cost of insurance. I mean, I was paying for me and Antonio, I was paying like $1,200 a month in New Jersey. It's insanity. It's insanity. It's ridiculous. And we put even Sebastian's insurance, we put it on the business. I mean, for his family of six, it's like $2,500 a month. It's ridiculous.
Kids are expensive. And believe me when I tell you, it's the baby, it's not you. Because if you look at the number of interactions that they will have in a healthcare setting, just if you just did the normal baby wellness checks, it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Right. And the other thing is it's pricey to insure a girl who's of age bearing or childbearing age. Because
It's really expensive.
they're not allowed to exclude pregnancy.
Yeah.
So they just make the assumption and bill you as though you may get pregnant.
Yeah, the way they bill you, they assume you're gonna have a baby every year.
Yeah.
They charge you so much.
We still carry Callie on ours because of that. And ours, I think, runs like $950 a month or so. And it's not like it's a high deductible policy. So it's not like any of this pay $15 and go as many times as you want kind of shit. It's
Yeah.
meant for holy crap, I broke my arm. But there's lots of stuff out there. And it seems like regardless, there are some states that regardless of anything else, if your child is not covered on a policy of their own, they can automatically be covered under a state-sponsored health insurance program.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah,
and
honestly, the more I've talked to these insurance carriers, and I mean, it almost makes sense. I was thinking about just putting a bunch of money in like some of these insurance stocks because it's ridiculous the amount of money they're printing. It's ridiculous. It's seriously, I mean, it's insanity. It's insanity.
Yeah. When you look at how much they contribute to super PACs, though, you suddenly understand why,
exactly.
right? It all comes back to the politicians.
Yeah.
Brandon,
Yeah.
you have a question? No, you just raised your Okay.
You told me to.
Okay.
Eric, just I think based on my experience, the Blue Cross Blue Shield, which covers entire Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas, which
Yeah.
covers entire Texas for someone you and your wife's age shouldn't be as high as 1,200 or 1,400.
Yeah.
It's going to be more like 800-900 something, and depends on deductible.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
that's not that bad, and then you cover everything, and you're going to be covered everywhere in Texas. You
Yeah.
go around, and even you go out, like you go back to New Jersey, while you're there, they completely cover you there,
Yeah.
everything. So it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah. And
I
Blue Cross Blue Shield's what I had in New Jersey. And that 1,200, that was just me and my son. That my wife wasn't even on that plan. She had her own plan,
But
which
Yeah.
did
is
you
good.
have like a premium policy, or did you have because you can go anything from like a traditional 80/20 PPO, which is kind of like it's like your G-Wagon,
Yeah, yeah. I had I mean,
but
I don't
not
know, silver. It was the silver plan, so I don't know what that
Yeah.
is, but I mean it was like typical co-pays, the 20, $30, and then like special visits were like $50. Like I just got a surgery. It was a $30,000 surgery a couple weeks ago. I paid like I think $1,800. So probably yeah, the 80 is probably like 90/10 or whatever.
well, I would
Uh,
hope not 90/10.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Like from a money standpoint, a 90/10 policy only makes sense for people who want to say they have a 90/10 policy. No, seriously. The only people who should really have a 90/10 policy are people who aren't paying for it. Like it's they work for a large corporation and they're
that's exactly right. Yeah.
opting.
Yeah.
But what I was going to tell you is considering where you are in terms of health and like finances, I think the smarter money is in going with a high deductible policy where it covers wellness and it has like very reasonable co-pays for wellness things and like office visits. But if you have a true emergency, then the high deductible kicks in, right? If you actually spend the night in the hospital, that's where it kicks in, where they can say you cover $5,000 and then the policy then it rolls over to the policy, or 10,000, and it brings the premiums way down. So if you're
Yeah.
the type of family that your kids aren't accident prone, you're fairly healthy people, you're just going for wellness checks, you don't have any like chronic illness or things like that, it makes so much sense for younger people to just go that route.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fiscally sound if you can afford to pay, if you can say, well, if shit really hits the fan, can I afford to just come up with 5 grand out of my pocket?
Yeah.
And if you can answer that, which I feel like you could, then why not take the decrease in premium for the next 3 years or 5 years?
I agree.
Yeah, and if you're shopping for yourself, you can go on healthcare.gov and just compare plans. You can compare
Yeah.
Blue Cross to Cigna to all of them, and you can put your own things in and compare the price and see which works best for you.
Well, one thing, and then we'll get back to these questions, John. You said if I'm shopping for myself, what about if I'm shopping for multiple people? I can do
If
the same.
if it's a family plan, it's fine. But if it's a small group, if you create a company, I don't know if healthcare.gov does shop. They call it
No, it
shop. But
would
if you're
be
just doing a
family.
family plan, yeah,
Yeah.
then just do it. It'll ask you, is you doing it for yourself? Is it a family? Is it a
Yeah.
husband-wife policy? Parent, child? You can put all those options in, and then you can compare the
Okay.
insurance companies against each other, and you can see what
Cool.
your monthly premiums are.
Cool. Thanks, John.
They end the healthcare, did they end the healthcare deduction? Is that one of the things that,
The premium tax credits,
yes.
that's what's being looked at. But that, I mean, he doesn't have that problem because of the revenue. But that's what, I mean, I'm unemployed right now, and I get premium tax credits. So, but yeah, like you said, New Jersey, I'm paying 1,100, but I get tax credits because I'm getting insurance unemployment.
No, I'm saying, like you write off what you pay on your taxes,
Oh, that
right?
I don't know.
You're
I don't know about that.
self-funded.
Yeah, you're right. You can write it off. Yeah, but that's because we can do that. But this depends how much in Texas. I mean, I think that's a federal. Depend what is your income level. You go above 100 something thousand, then you don't get any deduction whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm like incomed out of any deduction provided by the
Yeah,
government.
so you better go directly because a lot of doctors don't accept you know .gov insurance because of referral. So you're better off going directly with the insurance company.
Yeah, but you go to healthcare.gov because it's a marketplace. It's where you shop for your health insurance. You won't get subsidies, but you can compare plans. It's still buying a
You
commercial
can
plan,
compare. Yeah,
and you
that's
don't
right.
have to make all the phone calls to every single I used to build health insurance marketplaces in Massachusetts. So
Yeah,
you can actually just go there and just compare your plans and put all the like Trish was saying about silver plans or platinum plans. You can pick and choose different ones and compare your monthly premiums.
that's right.
Thanks, guys. This was very helpful. I got a bunch of notes.
Eric's like, I went on the call to talk mom, help
Hey,
people with Amazon. There's
wow.
Preston.
Look at that full head of hair. Wow.
Isn't it
Hi,
happy?
buddy. Hi. He's so happy.
That's like your little guy. Every single picture
Hello.
Catherine sent me the other day, just one huge smile after another with every single new person. I was like, this child doesn't even care who he's with,
Yeah,
where he's at. He's just like, I'm here, we're good.
he doesn't care. Nope. He's a
No.
happy baby.
Happy baby right here for sure.
He's so cute and happy.
I didn't think I kind of the few times that we've sat with him, I always look at babies and I go, who do you look like? Like Berkeley obviously is like a mirror image of Ryan. But Antonio, I was like, I feel like he looks a little like Eric. And then the picture of Catherine's dad holding him, I was like, oh, now I know who I see.
Yeah. Is he crawling everywhere, Ryan?
Crawling. He's ready to walk. Like he's standing, but he's getting the steps.
He's definitely taken like
He's taken his steps, but he's top heavy still. All right. Good night, everybody. Say bye.
Bye, buddy. Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
Hey, I have a question. I mean, about sending anything to Amazon at this time, FBA.
Yes.
I don't sell any holiday related stuff. So really, my products are not the type of products that they use it for gift. A lot of professional grade, like health and beauty stuff like this, and that the sales doesn't pick up hugely. Maybe, you know, a little bit. And I'm running out of a lot of stuff. And is it wise to go place an order and ship it to Amazon? Because most likely is not going to make it on time, or what is the timing? I'm not sure how that timing works. Is if I'm going to make it by November, or I mean, if he's gonna get it by December, then it's gonna sit there 2-3 months of high storage fee and those type of stuff, or should I go ahead and order it and send it out regardless?
Look at your sales from last year, right? If you're saying that your products do not really sell during November and December, then I'd say your thought process is on track a little, right? But then I would ask you, why did you buy the inventory? But
No, I'm not saying that it doesn't sell, but doesn't picks up extra sales.
Yeah. So you're just talking about having normal inventory levels.
Yeah.
If you've paid for it, send it.
No, I haven't paid for it. I can order it now. See, Trish, my thing is that because of the higher fees, and these products, I don't make $5, $6, $10 on it, right? They are like $2.50, $3 max. And also, you know, pretty soon all the shipping costs is gonna go up, even getting it to our warehouse and there. So my question is that should I wait a little bit because my profit is gonna be reduced based on the holiday stuff.
But let's compare reduced profit, no profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a few ways to run this, Abbas. Number one would be, I'd imagine these are small because I know you're what category you mainly sell in. So I imagine these are small products, right?
Yep, correct.
Okay. So Amazon charges a 3x of storage fees by the cubic foot, right? Typically it's 78 cents a unit. And in Q4, it goes to, I believe, 714.21. It goes to like 260 something. It's a 3x. I just looked at it the other day. We'll just look at it
3x,
at
yeah.
3x.
Okay.
Right. So the way I like to look at it is just run some mental math. How many products that you're considering do you think you could get in a cubic foot? Probably 30, maybe 40 or less.
Probably
or
about
more.
30, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a quick calculation. We'll just call it 270 divided by 30. That's 9 cents a unit, right? Very low cost to store it. Typically it's and that's per month, right? So that's a full monthly turn of inventory, assuming that it sits and does not sell. That's 9 cents per unit per cubic foot or not per cubic foot,
additional 9 cents.
yeah, additional compared to the normal 3 cents that you're paying if it sits for 30 days now in the off-peak season, right? So I know every year Amazon hasn't released the dates yet, but every year they release a Cyber Monday, Black Friday date. Last year it was around October, I want to say 20th or maybe even the 30th. It was like right at the end of October that inventory had to be shipped in to be guaranteed to be received by those dates. And then for Christmas, it was like the end of October or maybe middle of November. I don't recall, but they haven't released those dates yet. So I would say just for your general merchandise that doesn't have a holiday peak, I would say just continue to send in inventory as usual until they release those specific dates. And then I would be a little more weary after the Christmas date of sending in inventory because you're right. It could take 3.5 weeks to get received.
Yeah, because checking takes longer and all kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but I would say right now, continue business as usual to Trish.
So I can, okay, that's a good point. All right, thank you.
Yeah. Dakota, what's up?
So I have a toy product. I just want to know what other people would do in their situation here. It was a Sonic product, Sonic toy. It was ripping, like I was selling a lot of them. So then I restocked a few months ago. I mean, I made decent profit from it. I still have like 160 units in FBA. It just hit 180 days.
Okay.
Now, should I pull them, or you think I should just wait it out until, I mean, Q4 is right around the corner. And if it doesn't rip during then, I mean, Amazon jumped on the listing too a few months ago. So that's what kind of screwed it all up.
Well, let me ask you this. Can you give me real quick, can you pull up your repricer and tell me how much profit you've made off selling the product entirely?
How exactly would I do that?
Do you have a repricer?
Yeah.
Okay, so go into your repricer, expand the date range to as long as you've been selling this product, and then search that SKU or the ASIN, and then expand the date range for as long as you've been selling that product, and let me know the profit dollar amount
Okay, hang on.
and the amount of units.
All right. I switched repricers from when I sent it in. It shouldn't matter though, because it should pull the report, right?
No, not if you've switched repricers, then the new repricer will not have that updated information. But you can give me an estimate as well. I don't need an exact number.
I mean, I think that I sold probably close to 300 of them. Hang on, let me see.
Do you use inventory wrap?
Yeah, actually I could pull it up that way.
Yeah, that's probably a better location. Thanks, Trish.
You're welcome.
Let me see. Let's see. Inventory lab.
So under reports, you can just pull up ASIN profitability.
Okay.
And I believe I haven't used this in quite a while, but it should tell you the number of units sold and total profit made. I
Okay.
don't know that it'll tell you like average per unit or anything like that. I think it just gives you totals.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Eric is about to suggest the thing that initially came to mind for me, which is just get out now.
Yeah, so it says okay, well maybe it wasn't that much. I feel like it was way more than 106 because I think I sold 60 of them in a day before. Profit 880.
880. Okay. And how many units?
On hand.
No, did you sell?
Says
No,
106, but I feel like that's not right.
So
All right, we'll go. Oh, go ahead, Trish. The
800
date.
is what it says you made total in profit, right? Across all units sold.
880, yeah.
All right.
And
So
what's
you made
go
about
ahead.
$8
Trish.
a
Sorry, I keep
piece.
cutting you off.
What
I'm
was
sorry.
that?
Go ahead, Trish. I keep cutting you off. Sorry.
You made about $8 a piece on them.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yep.
Okay. And what is if you priced competitive to the buy box right now, what does it say your profit is?
Yeah.
Probably not very good. Hang on, let me pull it
Okay.
up. I mean, Amazon jumped on the listing pretty much for buy cost.
What we're basically trying to figure out now in this conversation, so everybody listening, is the amount of money he's made already, right? Sometimes it just makes sense to drop the price, get out of the product, and call it a win because you could maybe match the buy box price at a break even or even $1 or $2 profit or $1 or $2 loss and still come out of the product profitable. Right. But to your other point, Dakota, and kind of why we're weighing the pros and cons here, is Q4 is right around the corner. So a follow-up question I'll have once you provide the answer to the one Trish just provided is, can you see how much stock Amazon has, right? And then if you look at the Keep It chart, last year's Q4, did Amazon go in stock as well? And if so, when did they go out of stock? So we'll get there in a second once you let us know the profit you're looking at right now.
Negative $5.97.
Okay, and you have how many units in stock?
165.
And you said it was 5 what?
597.
Okay, so 597 times 165.
You're at a
Amazon,
break right now.
You're at a loss.
Well, how much? He said he loses $5 a unit, right?
Six.
Times 160 units.
It's 985.
160 times 5 is 800.
597.
Oh, 597. Okay.
It says Amazon has 270 in stock on Seller Amp, but on Keep It says 27 plus. So I'm gonna go with the 270.
So right now he would, if he sold through, he would lose about $60. Right?
Yeah.
880 to 960, roughly $80.
Yes.
How many units does the listing move a month?
800.
Have you tracked that Amazon number over like a few days, or has it consistently been sitting at that 270?
It says that oh wait, it's a question mark for 30 days. Hang on, let me see. Last 30 days, it's looking like not 800. Not according to Keep It, at least. Looks like it's about 180, 200. I'm looking in the offers tab right now, historical data.
And in the offers tab, it says, are you telling us how much inventory Amazon has? 180 is what you're saying?
No, 180 sold. Amazon sold. Question mark.
Yeah, because they frequently put quantity limits on, like it'll say 27, right? Or it'll
Yep.
say
That's
they'll
what it says.
yeah, they'll mask. So the good news about that masking is it skews what is the true velocity, right? Which is where I would not rely on what the offers tab says, right? I would rely on what AZ Insight is telling me.
Okay.
But what we were going for, what Eric was driving you towards was if it sells 800 a month and Amazon has 180 units, right? Then you may find an opening, right, where they go out of stock, price rebounds, and
Yeah.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
And
I
do
mean,
you have
go
the
ahead.
listing pulled up? Can you give me the dimensions of the product as well?
Yep. It is width 7, height
Okay.
9.5,
Okay.
length 3.
oh,
Okay.
that's a typical large standard. And what's it weigh?
6 ounces.
Perfect. All right, so you're not going to get brutalized in storage. I mean, you're not any worse than the normal 3X.
Yeah,
But
I mean it's over 180 days. That's the only thing because that's surcharge.
yeah, but the good news there is too, the cost of removal is going to be cheaper. And if you want to know what that is, AZ Insight will tell you. If you just click the little I next to what it says the profit is, it gives you a breakout that will include what the removal fee is.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to get AZ Insight then. I have other
Oh,
stuff.
you have it?
No, I have what is it called?
Rev Seller or Seller Amp?
I have Seller Amp and DS Amazon Quick View.
Okay.
I could tell you what the removal fee is. What's the weight of what's the weight when you're looking at the listing? What's it say the weight of the product is?
It's 6 ounces. I DM'd the listing too.
Is it
Okay.
6 ounces or does it say 0.6 pounds?
5.93 ounces. It's
Okay,
light. It's a little toy.
gotcha.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Hey,
Okay, I see it.
Do you see on AZ Insight, Eric, where it shows you?
Everything says not set, not set, not set. Hold on.
hey Trish, could you repeat that where we can find the return fees?
The
Yeah,
removal.
Removal
I'll send
fees,
it in the
yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I
Thank
got
you.
it pulled up right here. We're about to look at it together. Mine says NA, NA, NA.
So
Hey,
Abbas,
can I send this listing to Trish?
Of course.
Dakota?
Yeah.
Trish, pop this open for me.
Yeah.
And just confirm the shipping weight. I don't know why my AZ Insight says NA, NA, NA.
Let's see.
Oh, maybe that's why. Hold on.
Oh
But
yeah. This is probably going to be in like the dollar range.
What's it weigh?
Still loading. Oh,
Because the shipping, I mean, if it's
based
you
on
figure
dimensional weight. So the dimensional weight is 1.5 pounds on this. And the removal order fee is $2.27 per unit. So
$2. Yeah.
just out of curiosity, Dakota, do these dimensions seem correct to you? 9.5 inches by 7.5 inches by 3.25 inches, because that sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a
All
shame.
right, so you could remove them right now. It'll cost you $227 a unit. If you were to leave them in Amazon, Dakota, you can get about 8 of these in a cubic foot. So, I mean, 181 to 210 days, that's 30 days from now. You're paying 50 cents a cubic foot, which only adds, and these are long-term storage fees that we're looking at right now. So
Okay.
you do 50, or no, you do 0.5 divided by 8. It only adds 6.2 cents per item to store it for a full 30 days. So if we do that times 160, month one, you're looking at a $10 surcharge, not a concern. Right now, month 2 and 3, or month 2, which is 211 to 240, which month 2 would bring you to October 8th. Month 2 would be October 8th to November 8th, would be that times 2 because it doubles. It's $1 per cubic foot. So that means it would be a $20 aged inventory surcharge to store that inventory.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Eric. So just so everybody's aware, we don't have to, the page that you're referencing is amazing, but AZ Insight gives us this information.
Oh, interesting.
When we pop open, let me see if there's a way that I can obscure this. Actually, I'll pick a different listing and do a screen share so that we can all see, because you can actually toggle between peak and not, and it automatically tells you what do you pay per unit depending on whether you're in peak or non-peak.
Yeah,
For
but does it do aged inventory? That's
yes,
what we're looking at right now.
yep. Down at the bottom, it gives you FBA aged inventory surcharge,
Oh,
formerly.
please
Yes.
show me.
This product definitely is not over a pound though.
No, but
Dimension.
it's dimensional weight, yeah.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Okay,
So while Trish is pulling that up, the dimensional weight quota is when you take your length times width times height, divide it by 139. If that number is greater than the weight of the product, then that result is the new governing dimensional weight instead of actual weight. That's why it actually weighs 1.5 pounds instead of 1 pound.
Where does the 139 come in?
It's just it's Amazon's. I mean, UPS I think uses 144, but Amazon tries to shave a couple points off of it and makes it 139. So it's just Amazon just decided to use 139.
Okay.
um, Eric, it's saying that I have to
Yeah, let me stop sharing my screen. Go ahead.
okay, so if we click right here, that's the little eye that I was talking about next to profit.
Okay.
Down below it gives us our aged inventory charges. And up here for the monthly, it will tell us, we can click here and it will toggle between what we're currently in versus what we're going into. So it automatically populates off peak. And if we click on it, then it will click to October through December fees. Which this, I picked a lovely product, right? Because it doesn't really
It's
change.
so low. Yeah, it's so low.
But just so everybody knows, you can see what will the upcoming storage charge be for peak, and you can also get an idea on what you'll pay for long-term storage down here.
So I'm sorry, could you say where did you click that you see this pop up?
The
Oh,
little
right there. Okay, I
Mm.
see.
when you click on that, it gives us the breakout.
Okay, perfect. That's really nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but the interesting thing about this, go back to that, Trish. The interesting thing about that pop-up is it only starts at 331 when Amazon has an aged inventory surcharge starting at 181.
Hmm.
331 is like I mean that's you're at 420 per cubic foot, which is like I believe that's what it used to be. I'm pretty sure they made the aged inventory surcharge change. Yeah, February 15th, 2024 is when the change went into effect. So you're looking at 18 months ago. I'm not sure why they haven't updated that.
I'm trying to pick something that has like dimensions where we can actually see a
Yeah,
difference.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Let's look at this one.
Hey, Dakota, by the way, here's another good example of, so the product weighs 3 pounds, roughly 3.2 pounds, right? But based on the dimensions, you're going to be charged FBA fees based on 5.5 pounds.
Yeah.
So you do 14.91 times 8.22 times 6.25 divided by 139.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's important to know only because when there is a difference between your ship weight and your dimensional weight, well, I guess it doesn't matter for you because you don't use AZ Insight. I was going to say it matters only when you've told AZ Insight how to calculate inbound shipping cost. I've told AZ Insight to use actual weight because I very, very, very rarely encounter dimensional weight. But if you sell a lot of things that are dimensionally heavier than they are physically, then you should choose the option to choose the greater of. That way you're appropriately factoring the cost per unit inbound shipping, if that
Okay.
makes.
How much is AZ Insight? Because I mean, I should probably have the same software as you guys. It's just, I've used these other ones this whole time.
Yeah, it's like I just set it up. I got a new subscription the other day. I think it's like $60 a year.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought it was
that's not
40.
bad at all.
Am I thinking of Keepa?
Yeah. I'll send you a link because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we could get you a couple free months too, Dakota.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're affiliate for it, I mean, get some kickback on it too.
Okay.
I don't know if I get kickback, but I know I could get you a few months.
Okay.
Here's one that normal storage, 35 cents a unit per month. And then it goes to $1.06, October through December. So it's nice to use that, especially as we come into peak, right? Where we're buying now, but we really need to know what's the reality so that if we're negotiating buy cost or we're setting up pricing, right? We would want to set up our pricing if anybody else is doing it the same way that I do, where I actually use this same tool to set up pricing, right? Because it's factored all of my back end costs. Then I would want to know, what do I need to set my pricing at to absorb this additional storage fee? I wonder, because that should also change our FBA fees, right?
Peak FBA fees.
Right. So I was looking to see. Yeah, it doesn't, what it doesn't do we, am I thinking about that right? We
What are
pay,
you thinking about, Trish?
our FBA fees change as well, right? Not only storage, but FBA fees change as well, right?
That is correct.
So the one thing that it's not doing here, we can see the change in storage, but we can't see the change in fulfillment fee. So I guess there goes my great idea of just start setting pricing, when you're ordering products come this week, right? Because theoretically all of this kicks in next monthish, right?
Yeah.
So I would just start setting repricing as you're ordering now, because by the time you receive the product, get it into inventory and actually start selling, we're there. As opposed to being one of the people who's going backwards and being like, oh crap, we switched to peak fees today. Let me go in now and up all of my mins on my repricer to account for it. I'm a fan of being in front of it instead of behind it wherever you can. But my idea sucks because they give us half the information. But now we know. And by the way, Dakota, on one of the other things I love about AZ Insight is I occasionally have products that I know the dimensions are incorrect. So I want to see what is the true fee that I should be paying. And if you click on dim, you can change any of these to whatever you want. So you have the product in hand and you go, oh, these are trash. This is really 9 by 8 by 6. And then it automatically recalculates based on that to show you if that's true, then what. And so
Gotcha.
our monthly storage fee went down, and so did our fulfillment fee, and so did our dimensional weight. So I like that anything that is blue over here, DIMS, product weight, package quantity, all editable.
Okay.
That was our fun stuff for AZ Insight. I feel like we learn something a little new every month on AZ Insight. It's an insane tool that I bet you I don't use 25% of it.
I would agree with that 100%. And then yeah, Dakota, so based on what we looked at for the storage fees, I mean, even month one, you're paying $10 for all those units in aged inventory. Month two, you're paying $20 to store all those units. I think it's worth it to hold it till Q4, man, and then you make a decision to remove it.
That's what I was going with too. If it doesn't, I mean, I'm really hoping that they just run out of stock and then I can just run through them all, even if I have to, lower.
Yeah.
My only question, which I guess you've kind of answered, because we see this a lot with like super fad things, right? Where they're crazy hot. And then as they're more broadly available, they fade away, right? Part of it is the allure of a kid saying, I got this, right? Well, if every kid in their class has it, suddenly that's not the thing they want because they're cruel little bastards.
Yeah. The Minecraft movie destroyed Sonic.
Yeah. So I was just going to ask, like, if it's a niche thing that overall the overall velocity seems to be waning, then I would guess that time in that respect is working against you.
Yep.
But at losing $5 a piece, and I mean, you're not even at a break even if you sold through right now. And toys and Q4 right around the corner. If we were having this conversation in April, I would be like,
Pull them. Yeah.
pull them, or I mean, if you have other platforms to sell them on, then great. But I'm not even a fan of pull them. I'm a fan of just get away from it.
Yeah. Just pretty much lower and get rid of it.
Yeah,
That's
but in most
close stuff.
scenarios like this, though, you're actually protecting profit, right? So like if the buy box right now was anywhere from lose a buck to make a buck, I would have said price to match, move, and be done, right?
Yeah.
Because you're protecting the profit that you've already made by not putting it all on the line for the inventory that you have now. Do you know what I mean? Because the
Yes.
inventory you have now could literally steal the profit that you've already made.
Yeah, it's gridlocking. That's why I was like, well, I need to, if I have to pull it to stop it and then just get rid of it different ways, I mean, whatever. But I mean, I'd rather leave it in there for, Q4. And if I run through it, I run through it. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing with all the Nike stuff that I got screwed with. I just sell it for costs. It's usually a better deal than anyone could get since I got it on early Black Friday, and I just sell it kind of locally. Any salesperson that comes to my house try to sell me some shit, and I'd let them in, and then I sell them Nike stuff and kick them out. I mean, and any way I get rid of it. So,
That's
um,
that's very slick. I like that.
yeah, they're trying to sell me some. Sure, come on in. Hey, you wear Nike stuff here? I got you. And they usually end up buying something.
Yeah, I mean, this is where it pays to have a local flea market, to have an eBay account, things like that, where you can kind of sell cross-platform. But
Yeah, I mean, right now, pretty much, and it's actually working pretty good, is all the Nike stuff. I have it on Walmart, and I'm running ads on it. And I'm probably selling probably like 8 pairs of pants a day. I mean, I still got about 300 pairs, but um, it is what it is.
if it makes you feel any better, I had a product that was absolutely just murdered by a G10 situation like 2 years ago. And it was something that we sold 600 or 700 units of a month. So I had 1,400 units in inventory when they just demolished it.
Yeah.
And I had no choice but to bring them all back and then sell them FBM across listing for singles. I mean, it was crazy. And then I found a listing for a 6-pack and a 12-pack. And I shit you not, it was probably about 7 months ago that we literally did shots to celebrate selling the last unit.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah.
was stupid. But and the thing is that like they were only like $4 and some change a piece. Nothing crazy. I could have donated there's something. It's Nair hair removal, like
Mhm.
just the bottles of hair remover. So it's not like homeless shelters are going to be like, oh, nobody's excited about getting Nair. So I was like, fuck it, let's just sell it. And man, we kind of had games emptying boxes of, okay, we sold 12 more today. And then we wouldn't sell any for like weeks. And then we get a run of orders. Like some of the purchases are just, it's long pain.
Yeah, I mean, I could pretty much wear a new pair of socks for the rest of my life. At this point, I mean, yeah, I got screwed over with, I bought 70K worth of Nike, and then after I got it, I had about 3 days to run through my stuff, sold 20,000 of it, and got stiff with 51K of it. Um, Thankfully for Cole's cash, it, saved me. But yeah, I mean, we're just slowly pawning it off as much as we can, but
Yeah. The idea though is anybody who's really playing the game at the level that you should play it has at least one of those, right? Because it says that you're taking the appropriate amount of risk. You
yeah, and
you have to be willing to get burnt.
yeah, I only have like a few products that's happened to, but I mean, I go deep on these products on a lot of stuff, so when it happens, it sucks. And really,
Yeah.
that's it. The one toy that I shared with you and Eric, that's the only really bad play that I have in FBA. So it's like, everything else is usually sell within 90 days, I would say at least. So
Yeah, I mean the idea is everybody who's doing it long term with a fair understanding of risk, we'll have one or two of those. The idea is only have one or two of them. And the wisdom of not going super deep is, okay, when I do get my nuts kicked in, is it going to be a straight on testicle rupture, or is it just going to be, I feel like I'm going to puke and then I'm fine 10 minutes from now? Right?
There's stages, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you should be open to the ones that you go, I feel like I'm gonna puke in 10 minutes from now. We're on with it. It doesn't actually hurt my business, it just hurts my soul.
Yeah.
But Monis, you got another question?
Hello. Yeah, I have a couple questions here. I'm just gonna find my questions. Wait a second.
How do you lose them? Where have you gone?
No, I write them in my notes. I'm just looking at them. I'm trying to find. I have like 50 tabs open. Okay. So I had a suspected IP for trademark misuse, and then I was going to appeal it. I mean, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I deleted all the other listings from that brand, which were inactive. And then when I went to go get the, when I went to go look at the trademark website in Canada, and I bought it from the brand that or the company that owns this private label brand. I went to go get all that stuff ready, and then I noticed that it was gone from my account. So that it said suspected one, and then a couple days later it disappeared. So I closed and then deleted the listing. Now
Yeah.
I don't need to worry about it coming back because it's already deleted and closed, right?
Correct.
Okay, sweet. Second question on that note. When do you delete ASINs from your catalog? Because this was for an ASIN that I no longer had in stock for like over a year, 2 years.
Yeah, so we've talked about this a couple of times before, and I think a lot of people don't have a strategy at all. But those of us who do have some strategy, I think we generally use the rules of, and this is something that's fairly new, because I know like in Eric's prime day, they never saw a need for even deleting an ASIN. It was just let it
Until until about maybe 2 years ago, we never deleted one ASIN ever.
right.
Well,
And now the prevailing wisdom is, if you haven't sold the product in over 6 months, you don't intend to restock it, you have no sort, like,
Yeah,
trash it.
yeah.
It's like giving an ex-girlfriend your new address when you move 2 states away after she burnt your shit. Like, why? Why do you wanna? Because it's risk for no good reason. If Amazon utilized the sense of saying, well, this person hasn't even sold, right? They have no inventory, but they use the trigger that they use is the ASIN in your catalog. Well, if that's the trigger they use, then we need to disarm that trigger. And the only way to do that is delete it. So I personally think that you should be reviewing your listings probably once a month to clean out what has had zero activity in whatever the time frame is you feel most comfortable with. Because here's the thing, just because I take it out of my catalog in Amazon doesn't mean that the data is gone. I maintain a master purchase log, right? So, and my inventory lab keeps it archived, my repricer keeps it archived, so it's not actually gone. I'm just taking Amazon's ability to punch me in the face away. So
yeah,
I'm
you're right.
getting
You're right. Because you still have access to it if you wanted to look and restock it later from where, yeah, that makes sense.
yes.
You just can't screw yourself in that scenario if it's already gone.
Yes.
Yes. And best practice, close and then delete, or just delete is sufficient, and it'll do the same thing.
If you have business pricing set, it will not allow you to close until you remove the business pricing. I know that Joy Williams, who runs Seller Basics, her and I are friends, and her and I have talked about the reasoning behind closing. And she, unlike me, has had some specific instances where sellers did not close, they just deleted, and there was still some back end connection there. But then her and I discussed something else that I also do, which is I pull my all inventory reports as part of our normal reports. We pull them twice a week because you can grab several days at a time. So I pull the all inventory report so that if Amazon comes back and says, here's a suspected IP complaint or whatever, a restricted product policy, anything, and I say that ASIN isn't even in my inventory, then I provide them with my all inventory report showing that that ASIN was not present in my catalog at the date of violation.
Yeah. makes
But
sense.
to her point, most people don't pull reports in the way that we do. So you kind of have to pick one or the other, you know. For me, adding one more report to the daily reports is not really a big deal, or to the weekly reports or a monthly report, whatever, easy peasy. As opposed to manually removing business pricing, which is on virtually all of our listings, is a pain in my fucking ass. So I personally just delete. But
Yeah, that makes sense. How do you pull this all inventory report?
it's under reports. Let's go there. I'm gonna pray that yours is like mine.
Probably not, but it's worth a shot.
So reports, and then inventory reports. And then for it
Okay,
gives
hold on. Reports and then fulfillment, or you have a section that says, oh, never mind, I see it, I'm blind. My bad. My bad.
yep. And then oh, it's called all listings report. My apologies.
Oh.
So on the inventory reports tab, you have select report type.
Yeah, and then all listings report. Yeah, I see it.
Correct.
And then request. Yeah, sweet. Okay, awesome.
Right, and it will automatically, as soon as you choose that, it will show you inactive listings, active listings, all listings. Like it'll show you a page of all of the reports that are currently available to you, and depending on how many reports it's automatically generating, you'll have like a couple of days worth usually. Right, so what you'll do is you'll look for each time that it says all listings report, and what I do is I grab one from each day and just download.
You do this every day?
We do it like every 2 or 3 days because it's grabbing multiple days at once,
Yeah.
right? So like today it has the 8th, it has the 7th, it has the 6th, right? So I won't grab it again. I won't even look at it again until probably the 10th or the 11th, right? And that will grab the 9th, the 10th, the 11th.
Yeah, that makes sense. So if my repricer does the business pricing, if it's like some percentage off the normal price or whatever, it's safe to assume I do have business pricing then, even though I don't manually.
No,
Is that
no. If your repricer is doing it, you're probably in good shape. But here's how you'll know if you have business pricing set. Go to your manage inventory tab.
Okay, manage inventory tab. Manage all inventory.
Yes.
Okay.
And if yours is set up the same way as ours is in the US, for pricing, it has price and then it has min and max, which may or may not be filled in. And right under it, it'll say featured offer and then business price. If there's a green check mark next to business price and it gives you a business price, then that means you have set business pricing up you've done it as a bulk action in Amazon, which we do it that way because we just want a straight percent. We take 1% off of whatever our standard listing is, and that's our business price.
Yeah, I'm looking at that page and it does, yeah, same setup, price, min price, max, featured offer, business price. A lot of them just show a caution symbol and it's a set. So probably not. I mean, is there a way to filter it by business price only so I could see?
No. But here's what I would do if I were you.
Okay.
If you want to know what ASINs you haven't sold in the previous 6 months, let's just say you do it the Trish way.
Yeah.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna pull the all listings report, right?
Yep.
And we will use that to compare against, along with a sales report and an inventory report, right? Because we'll take the all listings report and we will automatically filter out things that currently have inventory.
Right.
From there, then we will filter out, you can build a formula for things that have not had a sale in
Like over some time period.
yeah, I gotta think about how it is that I don't set that template up. Let me think about this for a second. But you see where I'm going with this, right?
No, yes, I understand what you're saying. Like it makes sense what you're saying. Probably get like a VLOOKUP or something. Yeah, like I get the gist
Yes.
of it.
So that's how you get down to the list of what needs to be deleted. And
Yeah.
you can do a bulk delete.
With a report of some kind.
You can do
Manage all click, this kind of thing.
no, you can take that Excel file and do it as a bulk upload. I know Sebastian has given the steps for how to do a bulk delete. In my experience, the first time is better done as a bulk. I didn't do it that way because I think I might have been the first nervous ninny who even suggested deleting ASINs. Believe me when I tell you, everybody looked at me like, why the fuck would you do that? But Sebastian is far smarter about how to utilize reports, and I know that he looked. Eric, do you remember too? I'm sure you
What's up?
the how to do a bulk delete. We can upload, right? We can
Yeah, I'll share it in 1 second.
Perfect.
I'm just pulling it up. I just recently sent it to somebody. I'm just finding it.
Perfect.
Okay. So I know this isn't the Canada link, but I'm sure this is what Trish has been talking about. So you go to this file, and in column A, you put the SKU you want to delete. Or in column yeah. In column A, you put the SKU you want to delete, and in column I, you put an X to completely delete all data from Amazon, or put a D to just close the listing. So you'd want to put an X. And this is what the file looks like.
Oh yeah, so we go to the inventory loader template.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna bookmark this.
Yeah, please do.
It's so silly that I know half of the process and then the very last step, I'm like, I know Sebastian has given the how to do this. Like I sound like I know what the fuck I'm talking about with all the and all the other shit, and then I completely drop the ball on the last step.
Oh, I gotta save the note. Column A. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I got one last one.
Okay.
Okay, so when I was going through my old inactive ASINs, I had a few ASINs that I stopped selling away, stepped away from because the buy box price not profitable. But in the last few months, it came back up, and I want to place another order from a supplier for those items. Anything else I should look out for in that scenario beyond the standard analysis of an ASIN? So like I had it in stock for a while, then I stopped for like pretty much the last uh almost a year, and then it became profitable in like the last 3 months again. And the
Bef-
number of sellers has dropped off as well.
Right. But before I bought it, I would have a clear understanding of why did it drop and what prevents that drop from occurring again 2 weeks after I'm back in inventory. Is it purely a matter of too many sellers and the competition is just down? Has the competition dropped like this before? And how long did it stay down if it did? Or is the product harder to actually source now? Because there's nothing that says that you don't put yourself right back in the shitter where you go, oh, I'm going to buy. So I think my third piece of advice there would be, if you decide to tiptoe through the tulips, don't buy a pallet of it.
Yeah, go like lighter on the inventory. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like one guy, like I looked at some of the listings, one guy went like really deep on the listing, and like, not like not like even like 1 month or 3 months, like a year or something. And then I think he like, or something ridiculous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think like he kind of sold through and just wanted to maybe get his money back or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been an opportunity buy. They might have been a fucking idiot. Like, you,
It's more like the latter.
well, I mean, this is really unfair to do, but here's how I tend to gauge the idiot potential. And it's super surface, right? I just look at time in business and number of reviews. If you have less than a couple hundred reviews, I'm like, oh, you're probably an idiot. If you have like 5,000 reviews, I go, you know what you're doing. That was probably an opportunity buy, and you're here to stay. You know, Eric would kick my ass on listings sometimes, and I would be like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna bother to wait because this prick is gonna wait me out forever. I'll die with inventory if I wait for him to go out of stock. It's good that Eric's not even paying attention to the fact that I just called him a prick.
No, I'm listening to you, Trish. I just don't, it doesn't affect me, you know?
I was hoping he would laugh and be like, okay, that's what, because I guarantee you there's more than a couple of us in Inner Circle who've had our asses kicked by Eric.
Yeah, well, not anymore. No.
No, not anymore.
So it's
Getting my ass kicked by somebody else. So does that make sense, Monish?
Yep. You've answered all my questions, like always. Thank you.
Lovely. Good luck.
Thank you. Don't know if that was a sarcastic one or not, but thanks. Could
Travis, you have
could have been.
I have a couple of items that I have been selling on FBA for a while, and on few of them I ran out, and on FBA I have some small inventory on my warehouse. And since the product wasn't profitable as much as I wanted, I decided I'm gonna sell whatever I have on FBM and call it a day. So what I did, I deactivated the FBA listing, closed it, not closed the FBA listing. Okay, before that, I was selling this on FBM. So when I was trying to start selling FBA, I closed my FBM listing and send everything to Amazon. And now that my FBA listing is out of stock and I don't want to sell it anymore, I closed the FBA and I'm trying to reactivate the closed listing on FBM because I have like 10, 15 more
Yeah.
there. I can do that for life of me. There are 3 of them. I do that regularly on other stuff, but there's 3 products that I go through reactivate listing on the closed listing, and you go add whatever you have, and I say change it to I mean, is it already FBM? And I click save, and they say we will let you know when this activated stuff. Nothing happens. I have tried it at least 5 times.
Yeah. Why
I'm
don't
getting
you
no.
Why don't you try to just recreate the listing? Use the same SKU. I assume that you want to do this because you want to keep the M SKU the same, right? Or does
Yes.
the have to
No,
at
no,
all?
I want that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you can do 2 things. We can try. Let's just try right now. Let's try to create a new listing with that same M SKU, and let's see what is the message that it gives us.
Okay. So let me see, which one is this?
If this doesn't work, the next thing I'm going to tell you to do is delete the closed listing and then relist using the same M SKU.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Usually when you have closed listing, don't you need to delete it before create a new listing?
Well, what you have to do if you're going to use the same M SKU is if we delete it tonight, you have to wait until tomorrow night to use that same SKU again.
Correct. But you're
Yeah.
saying that just for heck of it, let's go try creating it to see what message we get.
Yeah, there are 2 different things that we can try before we go the delete and relist route.
Yeah, because I lose all my reviews, stuff like this on that one, right?
No.
No, I don't. I thought they said when you delete and you delete the product, you lose all the history.
Is it a private label product?
No, no, it's just third party.
Nope, you don't lose anything. If it was like your own listing and you go out of stock, you delete the listing, then yes, you lose the product reviews that are on the ASIN.
ASIN creation policy violations.
All right, so let's just try recreating the listing.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that as we speak.
Okay.
And well, actually picked up already the same ASIN, so that's the correct one. And I'm going to say new and sell this product.
Yeah, and make sure that you choose the option that says you're going to ship.
Yes. Okay, quantity. I just put 10 in here. Your price. Okay, I will ship this item.
So did it let you, well, so you've already copied and pasted the M SKU that you currently have, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
So apply this, I will ship it and save and finish. Okay, there are 1 item that requires your attention. Click OK.
So it should take you back up to the top, and I suspect what it'll say is it will highlight that M SKU box maybe and tell us that M
Now,
SKU.
you want an item condition. I said new, but didn't get it. Okay, so I'm gonna sell it, this and that. Let's try it again.
If it didn't highlight at that time, maybe I'll let it go through.
Well, it went through. So what happened here?
Well, you'll see in just a few minutes. So what you were doing before to reactivate it was you were clicking the three dots and clicking edit, right? And adding quantity there.
Yep.
And creating pricing and then clicking save, and it just wouldn't ever go active with your units.
That's correct.
So if this doesn't work, there's one last thing that we can try before we delete, and that is to convert it from FBM to FBA. We're just so you know, what we're doing is the equivalent of just jiggle it. Right? Something
Yeah.
at the back end of the system is asleep.
Okay.
We're just trying to wake it up.
Got it.
Right? So there isn't necessarily like you were missing some step. We're just trying to rectify that the system isn't functioning as designed, right? So we're trying to
Yes.
poke at it so that it will function as designed.
Understood.
Yeah. So there's no,
So far, nothing showed up.
okay. It usually takes like
5 minutes or something.
yeah, maybe within 10-ish minutes or so, any listing that I create, I tend to get an email and it populates in my manage inventory. But again, we're doing the just jiggle it method. So the other thing that you could do is if we wait for 10 minutes and it doesn't make your units active, what you can do is you can go in and you can change the fulfillment type. We will convert the FBM to FBA, give it a few minutes, come back, and if it does that successfully, then we will do it again in reverse, where we will take that FBA and we will convert it back to FBM.
But I have already a closed FBA listing. Doesn't matter.
You can have as many FBA SKUs under the same ASIN as your heart desires.
Okay, so I use different SKU for the FBA when we converting it?
No, you won't
Same
change
thing.
at all.
Okay.
You will take your FBM offer, and what we will do is we will say convert to FBA. It will keep the MSKU the same. The only thing it's changing is the fulfillment method, right? We'll
Right.
system, and when the system does that conversion, what it will do is it will take away your 10 or your 20 units that you said you had, right?
Right.
Then you don't. As soon as we see that it did that, then we will go back in and then we will again click on it and change the fulfillment method and choose FBM. At which
Okay.
it should go back to giving us the open box for quantity. And then we should be able to type the quantity in, click enter, and boom. Because at the moment, it's saying, I think yours is saying inactive closed, right? As opposed to inactive out of stock.
It says close, correct.
Correct. So what we need it to do is we need to get it to switch to inactive out of stock.
Active.
Is the system's way of saying everything's fine. I'm just waiting on you, buddy.
Yeah. All right. I'm just refreshing it and nothing happening.
Let me see something here. Select group action. I was going to try doing an experiment with closing one of my listings, but all of them have business pricing, so I'd have to delete that first and then close.
No, don't do that.
Let's
update it.
Send replenish. So what's the option? Are you trying to reactivate it through clicking edit, or are you putting the check mark in the box and choosing from the group action that pops up below?
No, I'm doing it on the listing. So from the edit. Actually says a reactivate listing. There is a green thing. So I click on that one, which take me to the one that you said. I'm saying edit and then open it up and just update the quantity.
Yeah.
And That's it. That's what I'm doing.
Well, you're
And
doing
nothing
all the right
happened.
things.
Say it again.
You're doing all the right things.
Okay. So I try that one later on because probably it's going to take for a while. I'm just going to make sure. And you're saying that that's okay that I have a closed FBA listing, correct?
Yeah. You can, I mean, my question to you would be, why are you keeping the closed FBA listing? Why not just delete it? If you're,
Because this product goes up and down.
okay,
It's very, I don't know what's the deal. And we have a very good vendor. And I have done that few times, but now all of a sudden this stuff not working.
okay.
All right. I will try and hopefully let you know later on or something, see what
Yeah.
happens.
So you've got 2 more swings at it. Convert to FBA and then back to FBM. If that doesn't fix it, then just do full on nuclear delete.
Okay.
Wait
I
4
if
hours.
if I recall, my VA deleted it before and waited for like a couple of days and
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, the system just requires that you wait 24 hours for the SKU to be available again
Yeah.
to.
All right.
Good.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome. Ryan.
Hey, I got a question for you. It came up when Trish said, "Oh, they're a dumb seller," and just got me thinking. We were talking to this brand today and trying to understand where their landscape was, and we had a good understanding. And they have a ton. I mean, they have like 120 sellers on their listings. Everybody's below map, and so we finally got a hold of like the right guy. We've been emailing, and Roxy called back today and finally was like actually got through to the one of the decision makers. And he, we were kind of just telling him what we could help him out with, and he's like, you know what, we actually have an exclusive Amazon person, and I'm over here looking at like seller Smart Scout, and I could see like a dominant seller at 30%. And we said the name, and he's like, yeah, that's who it is. And I was like, okay. I said, believe it or not, you speak about map violations. I said, he's probably your biggest, your biggest problem with violating map. And so the the guy seemed content with who he's working with, because I mean it's a pretty decent sized brand, and I think the seller is a decent sized seller as well. But kind of we were trying to figure out how to navigate into that conversation when they seem to be complacent, and I can understand from them, like they don't know us. We finally got through, but I think Roxy's been talking to the same person 3 or 4 times. And so it was like, hey, at least I think that person then nudged up and be like, hey, answer the phone to them, because they've been calling and being persistent over the last, month or so. How would you navigate into that when they definitely want to abide by map, but they got their own Amazon third party seller is probably one of their biggest problems.
Yeah.
Pain points, that is.
I mean, this is a tough one, right? Because they're content. It seems like they don't really care about their Amazon strategy, so it's definitely a challenge. I would shoot for almost like the Hail Mary, which is like, hey, give us a shot, give us a 90-day trial period, and if you don't like the way the brand is growing in 90 days, we part ways and you go back to doing what you've always been doing. But I guarantee that I can provide the results that these other sellers that you've worked with aren't providing. Right? Because it's one of the hardest things I think to convince is a brand that's content with their current setup, even if it sucks. It's like so hard to explain. You're almost talking to a brick wall at that point, they're just very turned off. They don't want to hear anything because they're like, oh, we're cool with what's going on with our current setup now. So it's like it's almost beneficial with those brands to like let it ride for, another month or two before you reach out again. But before I do that, I would definitely bring up just the trial period. Like, listen, man, I guarantee, and just enforce that you guarantee that you can do a better job than any of these other sellers are doing. And just give me a shot, man. 90 to 180 days, I'll be able to turn this around for you, but you got to give me a shot.
Yeah, that's what, we were telling them. Obviously we had something put together for them, and we had, I did the data, so it wasn't that difficult to really actually whip something up after the call, but we did send something over to the guy. And part of what we mentioned was like, hey, we could really enforce. I think their biggest thing is map and those unauthorized sellers. And
Yeah.
they've clearly been working with this guy for well over a year, and their best selling listing still has like 40 sellers on it.
Yeah.
Clearly not doing it, and everybody's selling below map, including their authorized sellers. So would you reference the fact that their person who they believe is helping them is not helping them? Like, would you?
100%.
Okay.
100%. I would even try to get someone on the call. And I mean, it would be a little too complicated to like share the listings, but if you could just show screenshots, so you come prepared to the call with like 4 or 5 screenshots of the offers, right? And everybody at the price that they're listed at. And it's like, listen, this guy's supposed to be managing this brand, and there's 14 people here, including him, who are breaking map. Like, this is not doing your brand a service. This guy's doing your brand a disservice, and I can do a much better job than that.
We include screenshots that show the pricing graphs and the offers.
I
Because
did exactly that.
not in time, it's literally, here's the whole pattern, and here's that same data on a 90-day, 180, and a 365, so that it's a long term. And by showing a pattern, but here's the other thing that I realized with a brand that we were negotiating transparency with, that we were going to share, was they say that map is like of the utmost importance, right? And these are the words, and they're the words on paper. But in practice, so you kind of have to be able to read between the lines a little bit, right? They're going to say what they want to legally maintain, but their actions say otherwise. I start paying more attention to the actions, because here's the thing that comes into play is, if you've raised the issue with them and you have communication in writing that these violations are occurring, right, and they fail to enforce, then you're in a position where if you violate, you're actually protected by their lack of action before, because then they can't selectively enforce against you. So I kind of read between the lines and go, you say you hate map breakers, but you don't do anything to enforce map. So I'm just going to sell, because sometimes what they want is just another reliable supplier who doesn't bring problems to the table.
And that's the route I said with Roxanne. And I was like, look, like, ideally we could work something out, but I intentionally haven't bought this brand from our vendor that we opened up 4 months ago, because they're one of the top brands. One of probably up there with some of the better brands that our vendor sells. But they, they don't want e-commerce, and they don't want map, or they want to enforce map, but everything says otherwise. And I was like, if that's the case and they don't want to work with us, I might bring some in, because clearly they told me who their number one is, like, and they're the biggest problem. I was like, I'll bring some of these listings in. But to both of what you said, Eric and Trish, I mean, I literally screenshotted Keepa, and I added a line for Matt, showed that 90% of the time it's below.
Yeah.
I added a Smart Scout showing the 135 sellers across their brand, and the offers count on the listing, where the average price over 180 days, only one seller had the $69 map. Everybody else was below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of a conversation that we had with Dr. Squatch, who was like, talk, right? And then I was like, okay, well, let me show you. And when push came to shove, it was like, it's just a defense that they put up. You know, it doesn't actually, the words and the action never, ever align.
No.
Like you kind of have to pick your poison, you know, do I want to join the shit show? But the idea for you would be if they were willing to even give some control to remove some sellers, then theoretically that all by itself could help correct map, right? Because I suspect the person who's violating is doing so because of the offer count.
Yeah, and that's why I tried to portray in a brief, you know, a brief presentation I put together, but left the door open with enough here, I think, where like I wouldn't like their listings are being created obviously by their other third party seller. They're doing enough volume where I would be like, hey, you know, if we could get to that next phone call, be like, hey, I'd be happy to, you know, give us a shot. But also I feel like if we were able to do this together, us and another seller, I mean, it would be, you know, at least bringing in 2D transparency, getting everybody else off these listings. It'd be a huge.
It would be. It would be. This almost sounds like it sounds like a lot of relationships we've had where we've talked to these people multiple times and they're just like, no, not interested. I'm satisfied. No, but we just stayed persistent, right? Kept talking to them, kept the connection, even ran into some of them at trade shows. And then before you know it, 6 months goes by and they're like, you know what? I'm not happy anymore. And who's the go-to partner? You are, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would definitely provide them the evidence and try to schedule that call. And I would make it short. I would send them a Calendly link for like a 15-minute call, right? Because if they're not open to it, they're not going to entertain a 30, 45-minute call, but they'd entertain a 10 or 15-minute one, right? And then just take it from there. And if they're still like, hey, it's not something I'm interested in, I just follow up with them every 40 days or so until they are, because they're going to feel the pain of it eventually.
Yeah, for sure. Makes sense.
At the moment, they might just be looking at, do we really want to cut that many people off from buying our product, you know? And it's hard to convince brands who really don't give a shit about your end margin, right? Because what they hear is that you're asking them to consolidate their trade lines, right?
Yeah.
With the potential of losing some of those trade lines. That's a hard thing to overcome, right? If someone automatically starts with the perception of, wait, you want me to cut off 35 of my customers? It's like, but are they good for your brand? You know? Overcoming money with non-money value in the beginning is hard.
Yeah, sure. And Roxy, and kind of what we just said, we were. It's just interesting how they said map is the number one, and then all of a sudden I brought up that their number one is the biggest problem, and he kind of is like, yeah, okay. And but then I said, and she's like, what the heck? I said, you have to remember though, today's day one for us. They've known them for 2 years probably, so like it's been they've been around. But that's where, you know, we've really been hammering down on, honestly, the past, let's say, month, to trying to stay active and following up with brands where these first reach outs were a bitch a month ago, where nobody gets back to, but you call back, you ask for that same person, you ask for a different person, we send a different email, we get connected, and like finally today, you know, multiple times in the last week, we've been able to get that next step, you know, whether we're actually getting that no that we didn't hear because we were, you know, let's say ghosted, but actually getting responses. I don't know where I was going with this, but
Are they just out of curiosity? We have a brand that we work exclusively with the manufacturer who has a strict map policy, right? But they have two really large sellers who violate consistently, right? And we've had these discussions for 7 months, not 9 months actually. And we finally came to the conclusion that you do care about map, but literally the letter of the law. Because after the third conversation that we had, what we noticed was the two that are the bigger ones, what they did was they utilize a mask. So they price at whatever they want to price at, but it doesn't show you that price until you literally put it in the cart, therefore not violating MAP.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if that's the trick, then that's what I'll do. And the national sales rep for, because it's a product that's manufactured in a different country, national sales rep was like, I see no problem. He's like, so if they come to me and say, hey, your person is, somebody bought this unit off of one of your people for this price. He goes, I already have the screenshots that you've sent me. I've raised it up the flagpole. There wasn't an issue with the price being masked. He goes, so if I get my hand slapped, he goes, I'll send you a note. He goes, I'm certainly, because I always ask, what is the worst case scenario if I go down this route?
Yeah.
He's just going to cut me off.
Yeah. Because that's a brand, that's a director saying.
Yes, because it changes how am I going to approach things. Will I continue to be super patient and let my velocity be throttled because of it? Or will I change the tires on my race car and go fucking race?
Yeah. For sure.
Right? But I like that. And I don't know that we manage those on another account. So we use Channel Max, which has the ability to set a map price and not advertise over it. I know that Amazon has something built in as well. In the back end of every listing, you can list what map price is. But I found when I tried using it, it was very inconsistent as to whether it would truly not show it.
Are you saying exceed? It won't exceed or go below map?
No, it won't advertise when your price will go below map, right? In Channel Max, I set my min and my max and I let it float, right? And my min goes below map. But because I've told it what my map price is, it masks that. So it doesn't literally show it. It will give you the add to cart to see price button on the listing. So when you look at the listing, it has a buy box. It just doesn't tell you what the price is. That way, when you do a general search, it's not advertised as such. And that was the word. I was like, how has all of this come down to a single word?
The letter of the law, like you said.
Well, and the national rep was like, I think it's silly to have a map policy if you're going to say, but the letter of the law says, he goes, because map policies are about the spirit, not the letter. He goes, but it sounds like they're focusing more on the letter than the spirit. He goes, so let's go with them.
And this brand in particular is one of those where like they do respect their brick and mortars a lot. That's like the niche of what they're at. They got a lot of the one-offs, the small shops that really have these type of items, and that's where I was caught. And I was like, the whole brand is an absolute mess. But and I appreciate both of you chiming in and kind of getting the feedback. And it's good. Roxy stepped out a minute ago, but that's the route we felt was the right way to go. Is provide the value that we can today. We said, hey, give us a shot, even a small shot. Let us prove to you with a handful of listings that what we're talking about can work, and we'll roll with it. I mean, 2D alone will along the across the top 5 listings will clean up probably a quarter of what they have.
Do they care about product reviews, or are they just long, well-established listings?
No, that's what I'm saying. The other seller is active on keeping the listings. I mean, the listings are nice. Definitely the listings. So that's where I had to also prove ourselves. It's not just overall brand. It's really helping them clean up their seller count and their map violations. Because I mean, the listings. I mean, their top seller has the 7 images, the video, the title, the whole 9 yards. It's dialed in. It's really just cleaning up the
I
sellers.
was trying to think of some way where you could track attributable positive reviews.
What do you mean?
That's why I ask, like, are they really invested in like their product reviews and things like that? I'm thinking of ways that you could kind of establish value, right? Buying inventory obviously isn't enough for them. So, and if there's someone else who's managing the listings, but you really want to show off that you know what you're doing, I think the next best way to do it is if you can bring positive reviews, right, which increases the organic ranking. Like thinking in directions like that are things where it's like it's not as simple as, hey, I'm going to buy your inventory once a month. I'm going to place a 10K PO and we'll just rinse repeat every month. Like that's great to a lot of younger, newer brands. But if it's an established brand, they're like, "Pff, I see 50 of you every day. Who cares?"
I
So
mean,
you have to think about ways that you go, no, no, I'm actually the shit though.
that's the one thing. That's the tough part with them. It's they seem to be dialed in, but clearly have I pinpointed the issue. That's why we reach out to them. And then you get on the call, and sure enough, he's like, "Yeah, we've been trying to implement something as of recently to help enforce MAP, right?" And so it made sense that the one issue, the biggest issues, I should say, that I found with the brand are the exact same ones that I forget head of sales or head of marketing was talking about to Roxanne today. So setting us aside from everybody else.
Hey Ryan, are they okay with you selling on Amazon?
We don't actually buy anything of theirs because the map issue. Because I never wanted to get caught up in that problem, but now being on the phone with them, hearing how they're going, what would you suggest, Eric? Buying some of their inventory to get some data and sell them below map, or keep that relationship in the green?
I mean, if the only way to sell it is below map, you don't wanna buy. I mean, I don't know how much the products cost, but even if you buy 60 of them and you're just sitting on it, even if it's $1,000, I mean, it's like, what's the point, you know?
No, I get it. Yeah, and that's me. It's like the only way to literally sell on most of their listings is below map. I mean, unless you're sitting on the inventory for a minute, but it doesn't make any sense. But I mean, selling below map is profitable, clearly. I
Well,
mean,
why don't you try using a mask then?
I never knew that was a thing, Trish. I mean, I've seen it. I didn't know I could do it though.
Yeah, you use Seller Snap. Yeah. Is that right, Ryan?
Yeah, sorry. Yes, I thought you were saying I do. Yes, I do.
Um, let's see what they have. Um,
I mean, Mask doesn't pull anything here. Do you have a listing that shows that click, Trish, that I could screenshot and send to them to see if there's the ability to have that feature be, or see if they have that feature? Because I just don't see it pulling anything here necessarily on their Mask, at least.
What's a mask?
Like where you mask the price. I'm not sure how it's set up though. I think Trish is looking into it right now.
man. So, it says Seller Snap, has it. Set map, automatically adjust price based on fees, use it with other repricing feature, map functionality. Okay, but where? All right, let's go back into Seller Snap. Let's see. This is so stupid because I know easily how to do it in Channel Max, and I know that FeedVisor has it as well. But I am so not good at Seller Snap. Let's see what this page says. Okay. So now that we know they have the feature, how to set map price in Seller Snap. With the map price often serving as your minimum. Oh, that's horseshit. That's so dumb.
What are you thinking?
It says, so I just asked the question, how do you set a map price in Seller Snap? And they're using map to mean min.
Yes.
Well, that's horseshit.
Yeah, I know how to do that.
Yeah, I know that they
No, the other way would just be run a discount, like a promotion where you're listed at the map price, but you're running like a buy two save 7% promotion, and then you could even be the lowest offer at that point.
Is it the type of product that you buy multiples of?
Well,
Well,
you can do a buy one, doesn't have to be a buy two.
yeah. Yeah, let's see here. Advertising.
Your volume discounts, it could be buy one, and the minimum discount you need to provide is 5%.
Well, you can do any percent you want on just a plain strip like set a promotion. Let's see, create a promotion. Because I use these sometimes on, let's see, create a percentage off.
But then I would be creating promos for each individual listing where volume discount, right?
No. No, you would create one promotion across the whole brand, and when you create the promotion, you can specify which ASINs to enroll in this promotion.
Yeah, but let's say this ASIN I'm looking at right now is selling usually at 139, but it's at 132, so that's like 5%, right? But then there's some other ones that are selling
Oh, yeah,
the price difference between them. So like there's not necessarily an across the board, I want to offer X amount percentage off. It's literally gonna be listing specific because I mean with how many sellers there are that
So you'd have to set them up individually.
yeah, for sure.
and they'd have to fluctuate. Oh yeah, I guess if you just worked at it backwards of here's what I want my true min max to be, then what percentage off do I need to get to that while still being map compliant? Let me see if I can find you an example.
Well, no, because it's just on your listed price. So you'd list it at the map price. And for like his example of 132 versus 139 is the map, that's a 5%, 5.03% discount. So I would make it a 6% discount. And then you'd be listed at 130, or yeah, 129.66, or no, 130.66 would be your actual selling price, but your list price would be 139.
It just doesn't make sense because it's not even like a consistent
Oh,
below
it
that.
changes.
Like yeah, that was one example. This one I'm looking at, I mean, one day it was at 66.79, the next day 61.51, 59.53, and then the next day 69. Like, so it's just all over the place type fluctuations. I hear you though. Just I'll be reaching out to them again.
Yeah, reach out with them. Let us know how it goes. I'd love to hear how that conversation goes next week.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
I'm looking here real quick to see if I can find you an example of where the price is masked. If I find one tonight, I'll send it over to you.
Thank you, Trish.
Welcome. That all of our questions?
Are you talking about this mask thing where it shows like it says price cannot be shown like hidden? Is that what you're saying?
Not buy box suppressed, like it has a buy box, but it says add to cart to see price.
I can send you a Canadian one if you want.
Oh, sweet.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you on WhatsApp, Ryan.
Oh, send it to me. I want to see it.
All right, I'll send it to you too. I gotta find it. I know there's one of the
Oh,
brands that are selling,
I
and
gotcha.
I saw that recently where it says like add to cart to see the price. So I gotta see if I can find it.
Yeah. I was like, I know that there are categories. I don't want to send him one off of the brand that we have an exclusive with. So I was like, all right, let me see if I can find, because I've seen this for I was helping somebody else who carries like some high-end electronic stuffs, that it was there as well.
Moving map sucks if you're not the only seller.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing for me is I think even if I wanted to, I couldn't afford to be the sole seller for the brand that we have the issue with, because it's insane. They're higher priced. Like the average cog is like two-ish, maybe 240. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's like average selling price of $100.
Yeah. I'm glad you could think of one, Monish. I'm striking out.
Well, this actually was on map. Like there was a map holiday for this brand, and I was trying to sell through my inventory during the map holiday, and that's when the map thing came up. So now it's back to normal map price, and now I can't find it anymore, unfortunately. Well, I'm going to look through all the items for this brand and see if I can find one for you guys. But right now, no luck. Now it's back to map price. Is that a thing you guys have in the States too? Where like if you buy it from the brand, they'll like, oh, during this time or this whatever period, you can do like a map holiday and price it whatever you want, and then it's over
Well,
like a long weekend or something like that.
not whatever you want. Like they will do national promos. But you should tend to see that across all. So like Apple's a good example, right? We're getting ready to when the kids go back to school, they'll put computers on sale.
Yeah,
Well, those sale prices will be seen on Amazon, at Best Buy, at, you know what I mean? You'll see it across the board. It's still a map price. It's just a national discount off of that map price.
Yeah, this one is in the supplement category, and they're like, oh, the brick and mortars can do it like a deeper discount. The Amazon guys can do like X. You know what I mean? Like it has to be above whatever their like. Let's say their normal map is like $55, but you can drop it as low as like $40 or something. Whereas the brick and mortar guys can do it pretty much as
That-
low as they want.
There's a hair color that we've carried off and on called Herbitant that has an online map. But if you have a brick and mortar, you are allowed to have, it's a different pricing structure. But it goes
Yeah,
back
that's the same deal with this thing.
that advertised part. They want to
Yeah.
know how you display pricing. If it's through a website, then you must follow this set of rules. If it's in store, different set of rules.